All right, well, we are live.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Some good old-fashioned D&D time. Last time was a bit of a more low-key session. We got some fun stuff done. You guys had, ending on our cliffhanger last time, picked up right there with Goldbad stuck in his vault. You managed to convince the city guards that you were in the right, and being brought to Castle Cade, you guys engaged in not much of a trial, as everybody was on your side, clearly, from the beginning. You guys gave some input to the council, and they decided to have the Order of Azure mind rip Goldbad, and then he was executed quite brutally by General Hellbrim using his Graviturgy scythe. Or, Graviturgy halberd, not a scythe. That'd be cool, though.
You are in charge of this, Thomas. You can just rewrite it if you'd like.
It's a halberd reskinned as a scythe now.
Yeah, there you go. You guys were given permission to take residency in Goldbad Keep. All you asked as payment is that you guys be given a very nice place to live, and they're working on finding you somewhere while you stay there. You have access, all of the servants, all of the housekeepers, all that good stuff. Kryn, you had a little bit of a side project for yourself. You got in contact with Strings. You made a deal with her for some intel, and in exchange, you had to keep her mother away for the weekend so that she wasn't caught operating in the Thieves Guild. You used the opportunity of Rogar's upcoming fight to keep her occupied and inebriated for the weekend. Rogar, you gained much glory defeating Fruid the Stave in front of a roaring crowd and claiming the championship of the Bostis Arena.
And made us much money.
Much money. And you guys...
money.
Before we left off, you guys responded to a request from General Hellbrim to meet him. He explained to you guys that there are some thieves in the valley which have been selling Empire secrets to the Alliance, and he would like you to stop them by any means necessary, and he'll front the bill for any collateral damage. You guys ended the session by doing some research at the Archive of History and running a few errands.
And, if I remember, we had all agreed that Hellbrim could just fuck off, from what I recall.
You guys were in talks. I don't think there was ever a concrete decision.
Okay.
By the way, I just sent out an invite to that other D&D channel that we play the...
to the stream?
Yeah, to the stream. Just in case anyone wants to come watch us play.
I'm sure
Hope that's
will.
okay.
Means we can't talk bad about them now, Brian.
No promises.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do? As you wake up, it's a bright, shining morning. The birds are chirping in the Empire, and you got a few things to probably check out. Kryn's got that thing he knows a little bit about. You guys have that lead in the valley. You guys are basically for hire for any adventure you'd like. You guys are kind of the premier adventuring group of the Empire at this point. And might be a good time to pursue maybe some side quests, some backstory quests, or to pursue any loose ends that you guys were hoping to tie
up. So is this like a downtime period? Like we've got like a week or two?
Yeah, you guys just took some. You can take some more if you want. Totally up to you guys. I've got a good bit of stuff prepared. It's just up to you guys to run into it. So we'll see what happens.
So Jarsali would be interested in doing the Holdgrim. Yeah.
Hellbrim.
The general. He would be interested, or she would be interested in doing the general's mission. Not so much actually to do the mission, more to find out what Empire secrets are being sold. So that's what she wants to do.
And who's potentially selling them and for what purpose?
Well, all that too, but mostly the secrets themselves.
Would she convey that to the party, or?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Wait, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Did we move into our new fancy house, or are we still in the old one?
You guys have an agent who's waiting whenever you guys are ready. It doesn't have to be anytime soon, but they will take you on a tour of potential places to live, and you guys can
house shopping.
free house shopping, which is the
Do we
best
want this
kind.
to be a house shopping episode?
And
I mean-
the houses are free. That's your payment for rooting out the
I mean,
corruption and gold.
The
bag.
house is nice, but the landscaping.
I'm sorry. It's gonna be House Hunters.
House Hunters D&D edition. Oh, so you got mold in those walls. Yeah, we don't want this house.
Yeah. I was really
Um,
hoping for a 3-bedroom and an office.
Our budget is 1.5 million gold.
It's just not very feng shui, you know? I'm just
Yeah.
not feeling it.
Our budget is, like.
All right,
15
all right. We've killed this joke.
and then I'm a part-time teacher and he's a interpretive dancer,
He's a
but we
plant
have
therapist.
we
Yeah.
have 15 million to spend.
My job is I glue false eyelashes on fish at the aquarium, and
Anyway, okay, now we've killed it.
So do we feel like the more time we give them before we go house shopping, the better they'll be able to find us something? Or
alternatively, the more time they take house shopping, the more time we get to spend in the keep in the interim.
That was kind of they're ready whenever you guys are, but part of your reward for rooting out the corruption in the empire is you guys get to spend a few weeks in this luxury place if you'd like. Although you have been here for a little over a week now, so it's kind of up to you when you guys are ready to move on. Do you like being in the nice Airbnb, or do you guys want a less nice place that's your own?
We should get the most expensive one, sell it, and then buy one that's half the cost and net all the gold.
oh my
Start
god,
flipping.
Marcus,
house flippers.
property manager overlord Marcus here.
Welcome to
He's
D&D Real.
destroying the housing market next.
Thanks for tuning into the stream, everybody. We're gonna do 3 hours of fake real estate with fake property and fake money.
Are there any good contractors in the
God.
city to inspect this place?
Is this place up to OSHA regulations?
We really want an open concept, though.
What did you say, Marcus?
Just wonder if there are any contractors out so we can make renovations if we need it.
Marcus is concerned that his renovations won't be up to code.
Yep.
No, if you're
Well-
flipping, you don't care if it's up to code. You just need to get it done as soon as possible.
Get in, get out before OSHA shows up.
I feel like, or you do the accidental sconce fire instead of the electrical fire, and then collect the insurance.
Ooh.
Although, is this building seismologically sound? If there's an earthquake, will it break down?
God, all right, that is seriously enough.
Yeah, where this is. I'm
tough.
getting upset.
It's tough.
Okay, so we're not gonna go house hunting today.
Well, Kryn, I feel like doesn't really care one way or the other about the house. As long as he's got a roof over his head, he'll be good. So Thomas, he's gonna start looking into that one thing that he found out about strings from strings about, and he's also gonna see if there's any word on Tarajajish.
Right.
Yes.
Where would you like to go to get word from Trudge?
Well, our big connection with him was the Emporium of Exotic Mounts. Yeah.
It's true. There is the
The goblin owner does not like us, though.
Yeah.
Edgar the Goblin.
Kryn now has glamored studded leather armor, and he's a changeling, so he can look however the hell he wants.
Plus, Rogar is a celebrity now.
Rogar is a celebrity, but also terrifying.
Yeah.
I think Kryn's gonna go to that guy under the guise of a middle upper class or lower upper class. So like upper middle class or lower upper class noble. And say that he's looking to invest in the animal trade and potentially look to see if he can bring in other animals from even more exotic places than this guy has, and kind of just try to talk business with him about that.
Okay, interesting. Go ahead and make a deception check, I'll say.
Okay. I do okay at those. 17.
He's like, yeah, well, what kind of exotic creatures are we talking about?
Well, see, I'm pretty new at this. You seem to be more of an expert than me. Perhaps if I could, I'm sure you have someone who procures these animals. If I could talk with them, they might be able to contribute to the conversation as well.
Yeah, my guy, he's kind of out right now. He's putting together some kind of like animal catching gang. I guess he used to have a gang, and then they all died in a horrible accident or something.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was really weird. And he should be back any day now. He comes by, maybe twice a month, and it's been a little while. And tell you what, I'll put some feelers out. I'll see if I can find him. He's probably in the area at least. He does these like big loops at different places, but he's got to be nearing the capital now, based on his his normal schedule. So, how do I contact you? Because he's putting a gang together. He'd probably like you in his little animal catching gang or whatever.
I could just stop by every day for the next little while. It seems like you think he'll be back in less than a week, perhaps?
Nah, call it within probably 20 days.
20 days, okay. Well, I will stop by regularly, and if he does arrive, and perhaps I'm indisposed at the time, perhaps you could have him just wait for a few days for me to appear, because it won't be long.
Yeah, sure. What's your name? I'm Edgar.
My name is Ethan. Nice to meet you,
only
Edgar.
One name?
Well, you said your name was only Edgar.
I'm a goblin.
So you don't have a last name?
No.
Why not?
Well, goblin mothers, they don't, we don't really have a cohesive family unit. Our mothers just kind of have a bunch of kids and then throw us in the cave and like hopefully you manage to eat your brothers and sisters before you run out of food. And then just whoever makes it.
Well, I'm glad you made it. My last name is Allen, Ethan Allen.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Allen.
Nice to meet you as well. I will let you get back to your business. I shall return within the next couple days, certainly, and then regularly thereafter. Thank you. And he will depart.
Okay.
After I said Ethan as the name, I could not think of a last name other than Allen.
It's a good one. Especially in our current theme. You're the designer.
And I would poke around for the other stuff. You can just message me about that, Thomas.
Yep, I will.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go ahead and do that. Well, you guys figure out what else you'd like to pursue. If we're going for the Hellbrim thing, if we're gonna pursue anything else, any backstory things or personal goals. Oh, whoops! I want to message that to Aaron, not Brian. Nobody's got anything, huh?
I know Boots, now that you sent her that thing, finally, wanted to go back to the library place. But that's just a kind of one-off if other people are doing things.
Well, Kryn would probably also go with her there to try to learn about the thing as well.
Okay.
As far as to Corin goes, I think just continuing to adventure at some point is the ultimate goal. I don't really want to stay here in one place for too long, or if we've been doing adventuring within the city, which is fine, but yeah.
Corin's got a little bit of lockdown syndrome. He wants to get out and do stuff.
Boots would be fine with that. Boots kind of just, whatever. There's nothing particular. The only thing she really wants to do is the get more information. Other than that, if people want to go places, do things, she's up for it.
Well, if after a few days no one else has done anything, Kryn will have a proposition for everyone. But we'll wait for Jay to get back before I talk about that. Was there nothing you wanted to do, Brian?
I told you she wants to go after the general's little mission thing.
Right.
I'm good with doing that.
I mean, if we're sticking around town a little bit, I might try to run down an item or two, but that's not real high on the list.
Isn't the mission inside the city?
It's outside the city, I think, isn't it?
It's in the valley, which is in the upper right-hand side.
Right. Okay. Well, the way she framed it, Kryn would be cool with doing that job. So after like a couple days, we could go back to Helbrim and be like, "Yeah, we'll take a look into it and see what we can find." Because we can always just report back to him and say we didn't find shit. So
we suck at our jobs. We didn't find anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're waiting for Jay, then it might be a good time to do a side thing such as house shopping. Maybe we do that. Since no one has anything they're super driven to do right now, it might be a good idea just to do that to kill a little bit of time while people think of kind of what they want to get done. And it won't take that long unless you guys get really passionate about where you will be fake living.
Oh, we're gonna get so passionate.
So do you have like multiple places for us potentially?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I assume they're in different areas of the city.
They are. I have a pros and cons list for them.
Okay.
So is that what we want to do then?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the way to the archive, I would go past this place in the inner city with the black bar just to see what it is. It's on the way.
I know. I love how we're subtly trying to
Which
expose
place?
the entire map.
This one.
Oh, sure. Walking by, you see a beautiful building, large stone pillars, massive statues out front. It has a beautiful garden that almost brings a tear to your eye. These massive, exotic, pretty plants of all kinds, trimmed perfectly in these very ornate patterns, almost like a kaleidoscope of beautiful plants. And there's a few guards patrolling around in some of the most burnished, polished armor you've ever seen. These guards are so clean and well presented, it looks like they could be wearing mirrors. And walking by, you see several inscriptions in the garden, several what appear to be headstones for graves. And on the inside is massive memorial type walls with various names, written accolades, accomplishments, legends. And this is a burial site for heroes of the Empire.
Am I getting any kind of religious undertones over it, or is it more of like a Arlington?
Yeah, it's more of an Arlington. People have their own little, like, it'll say what religion they belong to, stuff like that, but there's no overarching theme. It seems pretty secular.
I thought of something that I would do. That's okay.
Sure.
What are you-
I would go to Keep Nadali.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. So you make your way to Nadali Keep. I'm sure she'd let you in, no problem. Would you go by yourself, or would you bring everybody along?
I'd probably go by myself while everyone else is doing their thing.
Okay. She lets you in, recognizing you, kind of greets you with a warm smile and says, Rogar, I didn't expect to see you here. You're usually not the most extroverted of your people.
I'll give a small bow.
Gives one in return. Would you like some parchment and a quill?
I'll shake my head now and I'll go into my bag and I'll just pull out the picture of the Ulfrin Hulk.
She takes it. What can I do for you?
And then I'm gonna pull out another piece of paper and some quill of my own and type out, or not type out, write, where is it?
He pulls out reading glasses and a typewriter. And
Or can you find it, I guess is what I would write.
Sure. So she says that she can certainly find one. I think you actually talked about this before, and she said that she knows the location of two of them. One is to the far north, and the other is in the Valley of Beasts. She could get you a more exact location if you wanted to. She said it's about a 5-day travel from the teleportation circle she has there. If that was something you're interested in. She advised you that it'd be very dangerous, and you would probably need to invest in some things that would keep the Ulfrin Hulk at bay. You know, some weaknesses of it. I believe I sent to you guys. If not, I'm sure I can find them because I have them written down.
I think it was fire and acid.
I definitely sent them to you guys somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you sent me some of the stuff. Maybe.
I'm sure I have it somewhere, but she would definitely want you guys to take care of that before you would continue on.
Yeah. I will bow back to her and I guess leave then. Very quickly.
Alrighty. So you guys go ahead and make your way towards where you had met that agent. Jay, are you back?
I am back.
They decided to go house shopping.
Okay.
So you guys go ahead and find the agent, a very excitable halfling named Lindsay of the Hearth. And she's very excited. She's like, oh, it's going to be great. We've got 4 great locations for you guys. You're going to love them. And the first one that she would take you to is in the Mid-City Commerce. It's just outside kind of the inner city, kind of in this area up here. Oh, that's not pinging. In this area up here. She walks you up to it. It's a nice stone and wood building. Looks very kind of homey. It's very large. She lets you inside of these very large double doors into what appears to be kind of a lounge area. There's a massive fireplace, and the layout, while it's sparse and unpopulated, is very interesting to you because it's definitely just something you've seen before. This is a foreclosed inn. It's very comfy. It's got kind of that home comfort vibes. And there's enough room for all of you. There's 7 bedrooms total, which is plenty for your people. And then you'd have that common area for hanging out and relaxing.
I assume there's probably like a cellar and stuff too.
Yeah, there's a cellar. There's also an attic where like some old furniture is stored. But most of the stuff's been taken by repo men.
Is there a garden?
There isn't a garden, but there is a small yard. You could certainly plant one.
No,
Okay.
next one. Moving on.
Despite the fact that Boots can just magic a garden into being.
Is there space for a garden?
I mean, there's space for a garden.
All right, she'll think about it.
There's like an outdoor dining area there you could make a garden.
I shake the house to simulate an earthquake. Does it break down?
It does not break down as you shake the house. The housing agent gives you a bit of a look as you just start.
Check the water pressure.
I just laugh if he rolled like a nat 20 and the house just collapsed.
Rogar just shrugs and he's like, not up to code. Moves on.
He would just shrug. He wouldn't say anything. He'd just shrug and move on.
The next house she brings you to is in the Commons. You see a small tower procuring out of the top of it. Going inside, it's much less comforting inside. There's these big, wide open stone spaces, a couple areas for stages, and this is an abandoned church. Not really in the slums, but it's in the common area, so it's a wider mix of people. It's a little off-putting having such like wide open rooms. Like there's not, set bedroom areas. This is the chapel room. This is the storage room. It's kind of a lot wider, but certainly functional. And it does have a tower, which is cool.
A sniper tower.
For you, it is.
Does it have a good view of the sky?
It does have a good view of the sky.
Does it have place for a garden?
Yeah, that was the next question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's might get trampled a little bit. The people here aren't quite as polite because it's more common folk areas.
Well, it would only take a few days of like a bullet landing near their feet.
Sure, it's also a little
or just when she does what's the spell where it's like spiky earth that attacks you.
Yes. It's also, not as secure. It's such a big area. It'd be harder for you guys to watch over all of it. So you guys might have some of Rogar's fangirls breaking in.
That is a big deal.
I got
Question
plans.
is, does Rogar want fangirls breaking in or not?
Are you asking, Rogar?
No, I'm just supposing to myself.
We're speculating.
Yes.
Third, we are brought to what is a merchant's tower. It's a popular model of home for powerful merchants within the city. So the first one is up here, and the second one is over here, and then the third area is down over here. So it's kind of outside the hustle and bustle of the main city. It's just kind of off in its own little area. It's a little bit nicer than the Commons for sure. Just kind of a nice housing development, but commonly made up of these kind of merchant type towers. Very nice inside. It's clearly built for aesthetics. Luxury bathroom. There's like a whole bathhouse level of the floor of the tower. Sorry. Very nice location. You're kind of around more titans of industry. It's a little cramped on each floor, especially for Rogar, because you're a big guy, and there's a lot of stairs, which are the cons.
How many floors is it?
It is 11 floors.
Oh, shit.
5 of them are housing. I'll actually type this out for you guys. 5 of them are for housing.
We could get a receptionist for the first floor.
We could.
A bouncer for all of your
We get
girls.
Gene from Ghostbusters.
You all notice Takoran have a little twinkle in his eye as he first lays eyes on the tower.
I honestly, that one's pretty appealing to me too so far.
Does it
I mean,
have
Corin
room
gets the first floor.
for a garden?
Does it have room for a garden, Thomas?
Takoran would prefer to be on the top floor.
There's all the floors. So we have 5 floors are for housing.
Sauna.
There is a sauna.
At a vault.
Yes, the very top floor, right above kind of where all the windows are, is a safe room. It is built of magic dampening adamantine, so people cannot teleport in without and are out scry inside, and you can keep good stuff up there.
We just see a rat person taking a screwdriver or a ratchet to it, taking out the doors.
No, he knows fabricate now. He would just like turn like 10 square feet of it into little cubes and then just start stuffing it in his bag of holding.
And then up for our last option, we're moved over to Blackrest, the kind of the militaristic district of the city. And you guys are offered an officer housing unit. It's very secure. It's not as comfortable, certainly, but more functionality. It has a very, very well equipped workshop inside of it, as well as like a small armory. The cons are it's less homey. It's it's built for military people. It's not super comfy or cozy. And then there's drunken guards after the bar's let out, and they're stumbling around trying to find their housing. That's something you'd have to put up with.
Well, I know which one Schnicket would want.
Yeah.
My vote would be 1 or 3. The problem with 3 is there's not nearly enough servants' quarters, it looks like, so something would have to be converted.
You sleep outside.
Unacceptable.
So
They
5.
They can't hear my bell if they're outside.
They get to live in the sauna.
So
Well-
there's only 5 rooms in the tower, so that would just be enough rooms for us.
Well, is that
Well-
5 rooms or 5 floors dedicated to housing? Because that is different.
5 floors dedicated to housing.
Oh,
The floors are a little smaller. It's about the size of like a bedroom and a half, and then there's a small bathroom, and each floor also has like a very tiny it's a living area, but it's not. All of you wouldn't be very comfortable there. It's like a small couch, a table, a chair, and like a small kitchenette on each housing floor. So
So
there's
it's
like
like
a
a
little
small
common
apartment.
area and then a big bedroom.
So the 11 floors are 5 housing floors, 1 bath floor, 1 entry floor, 1 gym floor, 1 sauna floor, 1 storage floor, and 1 safe room / vault floor.
Yep,
So-
and that's it should be top to bottom except the entry floors first.
We could convert the storage to the servants' quarters
But then where would we store all my stuff?
in the safe room.
Touche.
Or the sauna.
So wait, how many?
no, we're
what-
keeping the sauna.
Yeah,
how-
the sauna stays.
The gym,
Oh,
maybe.
God. Well,
Nah.
have we officially picked the third one, or are we still considering any of the
I
others?
think you guys are still deliberating.
I
It
love
sounds
it so
like you're gonna
much.
vote for 1 or 3.
I think we can probably eliminate the church, right?
Yeah,
wants-
no one wants the
the
church.
I don't think anyone wants the fourth one.
Does anyone want the officers' housing?
No.
Okay, so not the officers' housing. So it's between 1 and 3.
So how many rooms were in 1?
So 1 has 7 rooms.
Okay.
And then it has the massive storage cellar. It has a very well-stocked kitchen, and then you have the actual tavern floor, which is like a very nice bar restaurant area with a roaring fireplace, although there's currently no furniture in it. And then it has an attic as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a sauna.
And it's not a tower.
Is it possible to add floors to the merchant's tower?
I mean, that would be on your own dime, but certainly. I'm sorry, 11 floors isn't enough to meet Rogar's bougie needs.
Did we decide if the merchant's tower had room for a garden?
All of these places have enough room for a garden. We'll say, except the officer's housing, which definitely doesn't. But
Okay.
you could certainly have a nice garden if you wanted to, or you could have maybe a nice indoor garden somewhere. So it's going to be between 1 and 3, it sounds like. So should we take a vote?
Still deciding on my own of the 2.
I see.
Well, my vote is for 3.
Well, I know where Kryn's voting.
Where
The
am
one
I
that has a
voting?
the one that has a sauna.
Yeah.
Rogar, what are you thinking?
Rogar doesn't vote. 'Cause he doesn't really care either way.
Star Sally want.
I think Jocelyn would prefer the inn.
Ooh, split. So we're 2 and 1 with 1 vote left. You could tie.
I am going to say
You could tie and force Rogar to be the tiebreaker.
a negotiation for Jarasali here is that the merchant's tower is luxurious and the former inn is not.
Sure, but the former inn is more centrally located to the bougie areas of the city, though.
True.
Well, yeah, and that's part of the reason that Jacorin likes it is because it's pretty close to the Merchant's Guild, where he's been working. He's been kind of tired of walking back and forth between the keep and the Merchant's Guild.
I mean,
daily.
they're both not too far. The inn is up here,
Yeah,
and then the tower is down here. So I mean,
yeah. This is a little closer, but yeah, I mean it's definitely
see.
closer than Goldbad Keep.
See, Kryn would love it if the tower were just like right in the middle of the commons.
I think honestly that Boots
Or even
likes
like on
the inn
Griffin
better.
Street.
Boots like what better?
The inn.
So we have a tie.
Means Rogar's got to
Yeah.
be the breaker.
I don't
I
like
think-
this.
The tower just seems too stuffy for her. She doesn't care about saunas or anything.
Rogar would go with the tower.
Wow. Okay. I'll write that down.
For the more disappointed people in the group, I am going to endeavor to do something that eliminates the negative aspects of the massive amount of stairs in the tower.
Well, so the problem is that Boots would also probably fight Decorin for the top because she needs a good view of the stars.
Okay, well, will we be able to see the stars out of the top of the tower?
Not like not the vault room, but the storage room before that, certainly.
Okay, that makes her like it even less. What is the point of a tower if you can't see the stars?
Well, we could probably do something about that. We could probably have.
No,
We could
build
probably
out
design something at the top
you
that
could
opened
a
up.
skylight or something.
Yeah,
like a deck.
Oh, a deck? That'd be nice. Have like a balcony on the top
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just a balcony that goes like all the way around the top of the tower.
We would just have to make sure to make it extra secure, because if somebody climbed the tower and tried to come in through that, they'd be going directly into our vault room, essentially. Like they.
Well, you don't do it on the vault floor. You do it before the vault floor.
Oh, yeah. It'd be kind of
Like
cool if
if-
there was a deck level that went all the way around the tower. You could
Well, yeah,
almost
yeah.
have it be like a century deck.
Well, there we
Floor.
go. Wayward Tower's been added.
Nice. It's the Wayward Tower.
That's a cool name for it, actually.
Yeah.
Since we're so close, do we get to see what these two things are?
I suppose.
Haha!
So you
Down
wouldn't have
here.
found out shit if we were over here.
Our true plan revealed.
Oh, the pool's right there.
Down here we have the community pool, which is magically sanitized, so
Definitely
that
not going there.
there are no germs in the community pool. As you enter the tower, you are at the pool, you are magically cleaned and constantly magically cleaned, so there's no chance of anything being gross in there. It's the cleanest water you've ever been in. And then we also have there's a high church here. It's of a fiend who is. I haven't looked at my pantheon in a very long time. Hang on.
It's kind of funny. You made all these religions and none of our characters care about them.
It's fine. Oh, my Google Docs are being annoying. But I believe Afine is the goddess of hearth, home, family, and community. It's a much more stuffier kind of it's a high church. It's not just a church. These are the head priests and priestesses. They are not your typical.
This is the Vatican for a fiend.
Yes, it is the Athenian Vatican.
My cat just snored himself awake. That was hilarious. So I have something that I want to work on, but I kind of want it to be a surprise for everybody else. So I can either message you, Thomas, or we could just jump into a different voice channel for like 2 seconds.
Why don't you message me and we'll figure it out. Okay, I found you, Fiend. I'm sorry.
Marcus already posted it.
You're right.
Sounded so sad.
No, that's fine.
Love you, buddy.
No, that's fine. And are we fully moving out of Goldbad Keep then and into Wayward Tower, or do we want to stay in Goldbad Keep for a little longer?
Reluctantly.
How many guards can I take?
How is my entourage
You can't take
gonna have
any
like-
guards.
What?
I know.
I trained them.
Brian, if you were worried about your guards, they would rent you a very small kind of, they'd get you like a little guardhouse outside where your staff could stay. They'd give you a little staff housing area.
Are they going to be able to hear my bell?
they could give you a magic bell that rings inside their house. So any time of night they're woken up loudly by your bell ringing. They'd love that.
I accepted this compromise.
Brian gets installed in his room a magical bell that whenever rung just manifests next to his servants and rings next to them so that they can never escape or be on vacation.
Is Crane gonna try and run a scam to sell Goldback Keep?
No. Crin's not really a scammer. Schnicket might try to do that, but Crin's not really a scammer. Plus, I think it's too well known of a place. I think people would know that he didn't have the authority to sell it.
But you can look like anyone.
I mean, yeah, but I think also just the next master of coin just gets that place. From what I think Thomas said that.
Yeah. That is true.
That won't be for a little bit.
So the only person I would be able to scam into that would be a foreigner, and the only foreigner I know other than
You?
myself and Boots and Rogar and Takorin is Drarsali, and I think she's too smart to fall for that. Rather, I know she's too smart to fall for that. Especially because she was told exactly the same thing.
I like it. You guys have your own place now. Very, very nice. I'll for next session, I'll have created a very detailed format and images for that. So if you guys want anything specific to decorate your room, let me know and I'll put that in.
Boots wants a garden
I know Boots wants a garden.
and a full balcony.
Okay, the balcony's gonna cost money. If you want
How
to
much
put in
money?
the balcony, we'll say, I don't know. I gotta look up my housing prices document. Hang on. I'm sure this is really exciting for people to watch.
Oh, that's right. I'm poor now. I bought that armor.
We might be able to put it as a stipulation on them giving us a house.
I don't. Probably not. They're probably like, we're giving you a house.
See if we
They're
can
like,
work it into the mortgage documents.
Like they're probably going to be like, well, you could just not move in there or anywhere, and
Well,
that's
I
also fine.
I think we can work it into the closing.
Close.
Well, Brian said we don't have to pay any fees on this or any rent, do we? Just ours.
Well, you're periodically gonna have to pay the property tax. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to pay for it.
What are the utilities? Did we go through that already?
magic.
You guys have a lifetime supply of utilities.
What's the speed of our internet in this place? He's like,
No,
"Good
not
knowledge
just
speed."
the speed of
Even
our
more-
internet, but like, do we
Is
have
it massive
choices?
or
Or is
electric?
it just?
I think we need
that's
at
actually
least
very
I think we need at least one Wi-Fi router in every like
Each
2 or
floor.
3 floors. Yeah.
Oh, you don't really need a router, but you do need an access point, certainly.
Oh my god.
Okay, moving along before
You know,
Thomas
actually-
orders us.
While we're at it, we're just run Ethernet through all the floors. We can get 10 gigabit data.
On the net. So you guys were doing something before we decided to go house shopping. What was it?
Nobody
Well,
knows.
The way Brian framed doing the job, or Sergio Sali framed the way of doing the job for Hellbrim, Kryn would be totally cool with doing that. Like going and finding out what's going on, and if it's like genuinely bad stuff, then reporting it to Hellbrim. If it's like not coming from a place of maliciousness, going back to Hellbrim being like, I don't know, we didn't find anything.
Weird.
Gathering info, basically.
All right. Is that what we want to do then?
Sure.
Yeah, can I put an order in for one of those scrolls with the guild for them to get me one of those?
Yeah. No problem. They'll put it on order. Do you want to order just one, or do you want to order all of them?
I'll order one for now because that's all I can afford.
Okay, gotcha.
You said 200 for one of those scrolls?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'll eventually transcribe it into my book.
Should Boots put in for time off from her crackdown?
Put in for time off.
Probably.
I'm sorry, I need
Okay.
a sabbatical from crack making.
They're just like, but we still don't know who you are.
No, don't they think I'm some like major dealer now? Because they're all afraid
yeah.
of me.
They're afraid of her. They think she's a crime boss.
She's like, I'm gonna need some time off, boys. And they're like, yes, ma'am.
I got this guy. Gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
No, I said, no, it is. Hey, Vinny, I'm gonna be out. You watch the shop.
on this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
It's my daughter's bar mitzvah. What do you want me to do?
Like a weird Irish mix or Australian mix now?
It's a fantasy accent, Nicole. It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Stop.
you're right. It doesn't exist.
Stop trying to make everything a thing.
Australian.
Okay, so we're going after the peoples.
We're trying to find the people who are trading in secrets, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you guys want to go about that? You have some connections you could probably utilize. You could just go explore, look around.
Well, where did he said in the valley?
It is in the yes, it is in the valley.
Kind of a place is the valley again? I know we were here once before.
It's the suburbs.
Yeah. Well, I don't imagine we're going to find what we're looking for just walking around.
Did he give us any leads other than just Alliance spies? Or someone selling stuff to Alliance spies?
Yeah, that's all I said. All I said is that he has some secrets about some things that he personally is working on, and he's found out it's being sold to or it's planning on being sold, or is being sold to Alliance spies in the valley. And then you guys tried to ask how he knows that, and he went on this big rant about the Alliance and expansionism. And then you guys were like, "All right, let's get out of here."
Kren's gonna also point out, this could be a setup. In that he expects us to not report what we find and then use that as an excuse against us. I don't know if he's that smart, but it's possible. Either way, I think our best contact for this might be Strings.
Me.
I think you guys have a. Was one of you like sending or something? Is that how you were contacting her?
Yeah, Corin does.
This is Boots asking in character. 'Cause she has no idea.
Sure, yeah, I can cast message. Or
Who doesn't remember who Strings is?
Rather, sending and let them know.
Carrier pigeon? I could be a carrier pigeon.
Well, I think Corin can just magically talk to her.
True, if I were a carrier pigeon, I would still need to know where she is.
Yeah, we don't know where she is, unfortunately.
Would you message her and invite her to meet at your place, or do you guys want to meet somewhere mutual?
In the
To my
sending
crib.
in the sending spell, I'll just I'll let her know that we want to meet with her and ask when and where we can meet with her.
She just says that she's free for a good while until dark out. She said her curfew's not till later at night, so if you guys just want to meet up now, she can meet wherever.
And I'll cast a spell again after discussing where we're gonna do it. Where do you want to meet her? She's probably over here. She's at Armbruster Keep, so.
Well, we don't know if she gets around to.
Sure.
Sounds like Nicole wants her to come check out the digs.
Sure.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the crib.
I just think that would be hilarious. But I don't
Alright.
care.
I'll ask if she can. I'll send a message back and ask if she'd like to stop by and check out our tower.
She says sure. She's gonna ask her mom, and then she'll head over.
All right.
A few hours go by.
Have any more days gone by the way? While this has been going on?
We'll say it's probably been a day for you guys to find the new place, probably a day to move in, and then a day to complete. And then we'll say we're on like the third day.
Okay. Got to keep track of the days that go by for my ink pen.
Yeah, we'll say this is the third day. You know, day to move in seems fair.
I take 5 minutes to move in.
Rogar just moves into the building. He's in.
Yep.
She would knock at the door, and you see standing there, Sage Armsbruster. Her hair wild. She's in kind of fancier clothes than normal, and this is the first time that you guys have really talked to her, where she's not in her tiefling disguise self. She's just dressed as herself because you guys aren't meeting shadily. You're just meeting at your normal place, and she go ahead and you guys answer the door. I'm assuming who would answer the door.
Well, the servant, of course.
Right, your servant opens the door. She says, "Sup? New place, huh? How much did it cost you?"
The servant would probably be confused at those questions and just show her to where we're going. Do we have a floor to entertain?
You guys have an entry floor. Oh god, I have to go back to the floors.
That's right.
You have housing, the bathroom, the gym room, the sauna, the storage, and the safe room. I suppose the entry floor would probably be set up as like a little waiting room lounge area.
Well, I guess we'll do that. No dining room. That's unfortunate. We have to eat somewhere else, like barbarians.
Well, there's like each of you has a small dining area like on each of your housing floors, but there's not like a large dining hall per se.
Right. Plebeian.
I'm sure if we wanted to have some sort of feast, we could have the bottom floor, changed for the day into a dining area.
Sure. And she kind of walks in, pops her feet up on the couch. Nice place. So, what do you need?
Well, we've been given a job by General Hellbrim, and we're suspicious of it, as you might expect.
Sure.
But he's saying that there's people in the valley selling secrets to the Alliance or some such, and we wanted to know if you'd heard anything about that.
Yeah, sure. Word gets around. Some big bad project Hellbrim's been working on. Very hush hush. Guy I know found out about it. Let me know he's making the deal, so keep all my guys out of the area. Something like that.
Do you know any more than that?
I mean, I've heard rumors. I don't have anything concrete, I didn't pay for the secrets, so he's not just gonna tell me too much about it.
Well, what rumors have you heard?
Oh no, Nicole's having headset issues. Something about, well, current rumors going around are, first of all, that the Empire's got some big bad new beastie creature underneath the castle that they're planning on using for some type of bad stuff. The other thing that I've heard is that it's not a monster, it's some kind of weapon. Something really, war crimey.
Couldn't it be both?
I
Both a
suppose.
monster and a weapon?
I suppose. I heard it's... Well, the word on the street is it's kind of cheesy, but they've been calling it a death orb. That's what I've heard the weapon's called. The other thing is that it might be some kind of weird otherworldly monster that they're gonna unleash on their enemies. You know, just send an Empire soldier in somewhere, it's an act of war. But if some big monster just appears somewhere, you know, can't do anything about a random monster attack, can you? No one to blame for that. Monsters are everywhere.
It's a Tarask with a doom sphere inside of it.
No, it's obviously the balloon Tarask,
It's true.
clearly.
That's all I know about it. You want to know more? You're gonna have to talk to the guy, but secrets aren't cheap. I think he was selling them for 10,000 gold. It's an Empire deal.
What is the guy's? Who is the guy?
We call him Barrel Diver. It's all only name I know him by. Deal's supposed to go down sundown this evening, up by the old valley in the water wheel. It's kind of a little area there where people would gather, hang out for their day. It's supposed to go down at night.
This evening.
Yep.
And are you sure he's selling the secrets to the Alliance?
I don't know who he's selling them to. I just know he's got a buyer who got their hands on some crazy amounts of gold. It's allegedly, you know, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the Alliance till you guys started talking about it. But,
Well, you know Helbrim, he jumps at shadows. He's going to assume that no matter who it is, that they're working with the Alliance against him.
yeah, they might be. Well, we'll just say that you guys owe me one. I mean, you guys are richer than I am. I wouldn't mind a little donation to the cause here.
We'll owe you one.
All right.
Boots hands her a freshly made flower crown.
Oh, that reminds me. And she reaches into her bag and she pulls out a small container, and then she pops it open. Poof, a very delicious smell kind of wafts through the room. My mom made you these. She wouldn't let me leave the house when I told her I was coming to visit you guys until she made me these, and she just passes around a big box of cookies. Really weird. I haven't seen my mom bake in years.
Boots is just gonna
We
subtly
all look,
nudge
we all
Kryn.
look at Kryn.
Kryn is just like not reacting. He's just kind of just standing there,
Are the cookies any
and
good?
he'll like slowly take a cookie and eat it.
Hang on, let me make a baking check.
Boots is just
Closest
very
you can get.
unsubtly nudging Kryn.
They're okay. They taste like someone who used to be a really good baker who hasn't baked in a long time.
Kryn will be like,
They're all right. Kind of her to do it, though.
Be sure to tell your mother that Kryn loved the cookies.
I
He's
mean,
a big fan.
yeah, it might be.
Kryn is going to give Jarsali a withering glare.
She's like, yeah, she probably wants you guys for some political campaign or something coming up here. So, you know, just be aware.
Okay. Well, thanks for the info, Sage.
And the
Like I
cookies.
said, we owe you one.
Say hi to your mother for Kryn.
And Kryn is gonna just
she's
take
gonna make an insight check.
Kryn is gonna take a knuckle and just bop Boots on the head with it, like hard enough to be like ow, but not like hard.
Boots is just giggling.
She totally misses it. She just shrugs. All right, weirdos, and then she hops up and leaves.
Sorry.
Are you though?
No.
Kryn will ruffle her hair and just kind of go.
Anyway. There's I have a stray memory. I think we might have heard it actually from Sage a while back. that Nadali worked on magical weaponry for Helgrim. Maybe we should pay her a visit on the way to where we're headed.
It is on the way, isn't it?
Either way, I think we should try to find this deal and scope it out tonight.
Oh, I agree.
All right. So is that where we're gonna head then? Up to keep Nadali and then over to the valley?
I believe so.
Unless someone objects.
It's good to me.
All right. We make our way over.
Does anyone
To-
tell Rogar this? Because he's been in the
Oh yeah,
sauna.
Rogar's up in the sauna.
Yeah, we'll tell Rogar. We'll basically give him a rundown of what's going on.
Rogar comes down. He's a little floofier than normal. The hot, humid sauna air has like poofed him out. You can't really keep it down. You guys are gonna have to brush him.
He's been tumble dried.
Boots is so excited. She's got like a comb. She's ready for this.
She can just run on his back on the way over and comb him.
Fennon may have been in the sauna too, having a very one-sided conversation. Just talking his ear off the whole time.
Rogar's got like his ears under the water, so you can't hear him.
I would imagine Rogar would just take his hand and just put it over Finnan's mouth after a while.
No, Rogar just sits there and listens.
Rogar's so nice. We really don't give Rogar enough credit for being a nice guy because he's so
No.
quiet.
Super patient. Good listener.
Making your way up to Nadali, the two guards greet you outside, and they stop you. They say, I'm sorry, the Archmage isn't in this evening. She's gone off on a research project. Said she won't be back for a few days. Something about Eastern jungle culture, something or other. About a creature hunting something.
Boots will look particularly peaked.
I apologize, there's a hound back here.
That's my neighbor's basset hound. Sorry.
You're fine.
Aww. So cute. Boots will ask if was there like a specific part of the East that they mentioned, maybe?
I can't remember. She said she had a few things she was looking into. Something about a rare beast, and then something or other about doing a favor for a friend interested in anthropology, something like that.
Kryn will look towards Rogar and be like,
Is that your thing?
I'll nod yes.
I thought so. No worries. We can ask her when she gets back.
Yeah, so sorry about that. And then she's interrupted as the door flies open, and you see in very luxurious silk pajamas, his hair slicked back like he's just gotten out of the shower, your old friend Chester the Runesmith. And he's holding some papers in his hand. He says, Friends! Hey guys! Hope life's treating you well. We're friends, right, guys? I mean, remember I gave you those runes? They helped you not die. Remember...
We saved your life, yep.
Yeah, and then after you saved my life, I gave you those runes that helped with the pocket watch. So then I saved your life again, so I'm still one up. Remember that? Well, I remember that. Anyways, no big deal, right? Who's keeping score? You guys are kind of like bigwigs, right? Like celebrities. What you say matters to people and all that,
Some of us.
Well, here's the deal. And he starts handing out papers. And it says, open the treasure chest to your future. Chester Hesland for Lord of Coin. He's like, yeah, if you guys just wanted to endorse me or something, it'd mean a lot to me.
I can't think of anyone else I would rather have as the Lord of Coin. Aside
Right,
from
I love
maybe
money.
some people in our group, perhaps, if they wanted it. But I think that's...
Are you guys running? And you can see he suddenly looks very nervous. Is it going to be like, you totally should, right? You guys would be great.
I'm going to take a step
for you
forward when he
guys.
says that.
I'm not running. I don't think Boots is running. I doubt Sir Jolly is running.
I'm gonna
Or
like cuff up my
Jarsali.
chest and take a
I
step
said
forward.
I said your name backwards, Brian. Sorry.
He looks up at Rogar. Oh, right. You're like one of those like Rain Man types, right? You can't talk, so you got really good at numbers.
Wow.
Now
Actually,
Last
what he
they
got
ever
really
heard
good
from
at
Chester.
was destroying people.
Oh, okay. He's like, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't talk. It's like heightens your other senses, like sight, smell, numbers.
I just look at him like, "Are you an idiot?"
Throws him through a window.
You know, it's weird, man. I can never tell what's going through your head.
I think, Korin, you may have had some interest, but I'm not sure how deep it was.
None, actually. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I do think I could. Well, I do think I could do the job. I'm not interested in it.
No, you'd be great. But if you're not interested, I mean, by all, you don't want to do the job if you're. It's for life, right? Life's a long time to be appointed. Don't do it if you're not interested. Really, don't do it if you're not interested. But think about it. You could do it, right? We're friends. You could do it, but don't.
So
Well-
fully tilt her head over and look at Kryn and be like, "Why can't I do it?"
I didn't say you can't do it. I just assumed you wouldn't be interested because you wouldn't have any time for gardening.
How many copper coins are in a gold coin?
At least 5.
She's right, you know.
Kryn is also right. I do need time for gardening. I will endorse you. I will take it to my friends in the basement.
My friend's in the basement.
He gives you a weird look. Looks over the rest of you like, okay.
They have
Yeah.
quite the entrepreneurial spirit. I think they will appreciate it.
Are these the same friends that Lord Goldbad had in his basement?
No, they're
'Cause you guys-
different.
Well, you're staying in the same place, and that's where I think all the demon stuff was in his basement.
Yeah, we're the ones that found that, rooted that out, you know.
Well, maybe you should watch where this one's been snooping around.
She's fine, don't worry about her.
All right.
Probably.
Well,
She's
Glad we
probably.
had this chat, boys. And he closes the door. And he opens the door. Sorry, I meant to say, sorry, trying to get better about that. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. You need any runes? I'm the rune guy. Remember me? Rune guy. Team runes. Then he closes the door.
Well, I didn't expect him to be running, but I honestly don't think I can think of anyone better.
It would be
Well, at
nice to
least-
have a connection to somebody that's on the council in that way.
I was gonna say, who cares if he's good at it or not? It would just be nice to have somebody owe us a favor.
Well, not only that, he's an idiot, but his moral compass is in the right place, at least. Anyway, let's go see if we can find this meeting.
Well, as night falls, you guys would go to where they're staying. The area that had pointed out, that had been pointed out to you by Strings. It's a small alleyway that branches out into almost a small clearing, but it's still an alleyway. It's an alleyway with kind of an opening inside of it, kind of in between several rooftops surrounding it of old work buildings. No one's around. All the buildings have closed down for the day and are locked up tight. You guys are probably a little early before sundown. There's some barrels and carts and things like that in this little cluster. I'm assuming you guys are going to try to hide somewhere, or are you just going to be kind of around?
Are there any taverns nearby at all?
These are like work mills, place for the water wheel. There's like what's the place called where they make linens?
Textile?
Textiles?
Yeah, there's like a textile place. There's an assembly shop for furniture. There's not really a tavern though.
I imagine there's one not too far away though, because these guys are going to want to get off work and get a drink.
There's one not too far away. It's probably like a 5-minute walk.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna walk over to the tavern. I'm gonna buy a bottle of hard liquor. And then I'm gonna come back to the alley and changeling myself to look like a human and glamour weave or glamour my armor so that I look kind of like a shabby worker, maybe just got laid off or fired or something like that.
Sure.
And I'm gonna drink, like, just take a couple pulls on the bottle so I got alcohol on my breath.
Sure.
And I'm gonna be sure I have like a kind of like a wide brim hat on, like kind of floppy. And I'm just gonna sit down in the alley and make it look like I dozed off there.
Okay, how about the rest of you?
I will use my Glamored Arthur to make it look like a big cloak, so I can hide under it, look like a beggar hobo in the darkness of the alley.
Okay, a bigger hobo.
Beggar hobo. So
I think he said
completely over.
beggar, begger.
Beggar, yes.
Oh,
beggar.
I thought you said bigger hobo. Like Kryn was
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm gonna look like a hobo, and you're like, I'm gonna look like
I'm gonna
bigger
be a
hobo.
better hobo.
I am Hulk hobo.
Torin, Rogar, Boots.
Well, for the first time, I am going to use a new spell that I've put together. Disguise Self.
Sure. Oh, you guys all have so many disguises.
And I will just try to blend in and keep an eye out as well.
The three of you are
Is that
hobos in the alley.
concentration?
No,
It's not.
It's just
Nope.
an effect for 1 hour.
This is gonna be the most weirdly populated back alley.
Well, I would imagine we would.
Spread
Kind
out
of
a
all-
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Boots, Rogar.
What did the roofs look like? Are they like flat tops or?
They're not flat tops. They're angled. It might actually be better if you were to manage to get on the roof. You could kind of lay down on one end that's angled down, so that you could kind of hide behind the little roof point.
I'll just
The-
look
the
and stare at
eave?
Corinne.
Yes, the eave.
I'll look
Uh,
at Corinne, then I'll look up at the roof and then kind of shrug, as like not sure what to do. Can't really hide in this alley, I don't think.
Yeah. I
You
was.
could get in a crate or a barrel or something. Maybe not a barrel. There's some large crates around.
I would say to Rogar,
You're rather famous. I saw you looking up at the roof. I think that's not a bad idea.
I'll
Are
look
there-
at the big crate.
maybe like, are there like trellises or anything he could climb to get up there?
We'll say one of the buildings has like a type of crane mechanism kind of built onto the side of it that he could climb up, because he's a pretty athletic guy. Mild understatement.
Then I will go up there and lay down. Try and stay hidden and pretend to be asleep at the same time. It's not really my thing.
And I'll grab Boots by the cloak and just pick her up and put her in a barrel, and I'll just say,
You're gonna have to be quiet. Hopefully you won't have to be there in too long, but
Okay, so Boots is gonna look back out of the barrel, except she's now gonna look like a stray dog.
just gonna pick Boots back up out of the barrel, and then be like,
that's a good idea.
That's hilarious.
and he'll even be,
Come on, you can even sit by me. It'll be like you're my dog, and I'm a homeless guy.
Boots will just sit next to him, but giving him a weird, quizzical dog look. And then curl up and maybe possibly sleep.
So I'm the only one without any disguise capability.
To be fair,
Yeah,
my
don't worry,
first-
you don't stand out at all.
you're only a celebrity white lion. Probably
Okay,
the
how-
only one in the city.
How about before? How long does this last? No, it's just 1 minute. Never mind. I was gonna say before she turns into a dog, she'll just put a fake barrel minor illusion on the roof for you to sit in. But it's 1 minute, so it won't last at all.
Well, a little while goes by, and eventually you see a group approaching, pulling a small wagon with 2 horses, 4 individuals. The wagon seems to have a few barrels on it, a few sacks, and then a very large kind of metallic case on top of it that seems a little more secure than the rest of it. As they pull into the alley, stop, kind of look around at all you. Hey, how's it going there, friends? Oh, having a bit of a drink, are we?
Who is he addressing me?
He's addressing kind of your group.
I don't even react. Like I look like I'm asleep.
He walks over, kind of kicks you a little bit. Hey, drunker.
Boots will like bark and snap at him.
Oh, shut up. Hey, you want 10 gold?
10 gold? For
Yeah.
what?
To fuck off. You're in our spot.
I was here first.
For 10 gold.
10 gold? For
10
what?
gold. To fuck off. To leave. Walk that way. And walk just like a few minutes.
10 gold? For walk that way?
Yeah. Hey, you. And he kind of snaps his fingers at to Corn and Trashali. Can you help tell your friend here what I'm offering him? 10 gold's a lot of gold.
10 gold is a lot of gold.
God damn it.
Do we all get 10 gold?
You can all have 10 gold if you leave right now.
I'm gonna put my hand on my back and slowly try to pull myself up the wall, and then I'll slowly limp over toward him and just hold my hand out.
Hands you 10 gold.
Cren's gonna try to get up, like kind of trying to like put his legs under him and push his back up against the wall, but he'll like kind of fall over halfway, and then just like
Fell over.
Boys! And two of the other guys walk over and they assist you to your feet and half carry, half drag you away from the alley. And then
I am inspecting faces thoroughly while doing this.
So we're inside the alley, right? They're trying to get us out of the alley?
yes.
Okay.
One of them that's escorting you is actually wearing, it looks like almost like a full metal mask. Like it looks kind of ski mask-esque, except it's clearly all metal and seems to have a latch that kind of detaches it and disassembles it.
Jason Voorhees.
Kinda. And then the other one is wearing a kind of a wrap of chainmail around his face so that only his eyes are visible.
I will.
Why is your face metal? Huh?
It just doesn't answer.
I'll
basically-
also go up to the guy and see if I can't get my 10 gold before following Grim.
What were you saying, Brian?
I'm gonna, after getting my 10 gold, I will like slowly limp out of the alley like it's painful, and then as soon as I get to the very edge of the alley, so I'm technically out of the alley, I'm gonna sit down and lean against the wall immediately the entrance of the alley, acting exhausted.
Okay. Jay, you come over to get your 10 gold. He's like, hey, you've got 10 more gold. Hey, we need 10 more. And you watch as one of the guys seems to empty out his pockets, doesn't have enough gold, turns back to the large black case on the wagon, opens it up. You see a bit of a gold shine coming out of it, very Pulp Fiction-esque. And he reaches his hand to it, pulls out a handful of gold coins, walks over and shoves them into Corin's hand.
And once I'm out of the alley, I'll be like,
Oh, where's my gold?
Same thing. They give you 10 gold.
Why, thank you very much.
and then I'm gonna actually start walking back towards where I was out before.
You hear one of them be like, fucking Empire, no class.
And they're like, all right, it's out of the way. And I'm gonna leave the alley, circle out of their line of sight, and as soon as I get out of everyone's eyesight, I'm going to shape change again and change my armor again to be do what?
Sorry, my dad dropped by briefly as he was saying hi.
Okay. I'm gonna shape change again to look like just kind of like a commoner, and clothing that is similar to the coloration of the roofs.
Okay, interesting.
And I am going to try to climb up onto one of the roofs and scurry across to get as close as I can, keeping myself on the opposite side of the eaves of the roofs.
Sure.
And then get over to where the meeting is, and then just be like peeking over.
Okay. Are you kind of by Rogar then?
I would assume I would be on the other side of the
Okay,
alley.
make a perception check then.
Do they not have any issue with me just stopping right at the front of the alley and sitting there?
They're taking this one step at a time.
All right, I just want.
Okay, Kryn, you make it up there, no problem.
And I'll go ahead. How many directions are there to have gone here?
So there are. You guys know what? You want a battle map?
Yes.
Fucking rolled a 1. Feels bad.
Not a very good roll, Aaron.
A 1 and a 2.
Both of those aren't very good rolls.
That would have been better. Before he climbs up the roof, he'll kind of whisper to Boots, and just kind of,
Hey, see if you can get close enough to listen without being too conspicuous.
Did they ever kick Boots out of the alleyway? Or did Boots leave with you?
The Boots is a dog. They don't care about the dog hanging out.
oh well. Would Boots have stayed, or would she have come with me?
I guess it's up to Boots.
But Boots is muted.
Damn it! I've been talking this whole time.
Oh.
It's been good too.
It's been so amazing, so coherent. But I was gonna say, Boots probably would have been snapping a little bit at their heels if they were roughing up Kryn, but
I don't think they were being rough with me. I think they were just helping me up.
okay, then otherwise she would have just stuck around as close, not like super close, but within.
Yeah. Sure.
Like,
Would you go up on the roof with him?
no, she was still a dog.
Okay.
So I would have ducked back around here.
Okay.
Would anyone have been able to see me from back here?
Nope.
Okay.
But this is the other entrance to the alley, so anyone entering there would see you. The two entrances are right here. It's kind of like an L shape. So there's an entrance right coming up this way where these guys came from, and then there's this way over here where Jarsali's hanging out.
Okay, well, I'd like to find a place where no one can see me. Except maybe Jarsali. I don't really care if Jarsali sees, but... And I am going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Ooh, fancy. Okay. Yeah, you are invisible.
Is there any foot traffic? Like where I am is like the main street over here, and then to the right of like off the battle map, is that like where the main street is?
You guys are a few side streets away from the main street. There's nobody else here.
No foot traffic or anything?
Yeah, without going to work or leaving work, there's not really any reason for people to come back here, and
Alright,
it's
fair
middle of the night.
Also, just to be perfectly clear, Scarf was left at home.
Okay.
And I will just try to sneak back around so I can see what's going on.
Sure. Rogar, make a perception check. Okay. Darsalia, a few minutes pass and you see a company of people approaching from the way that you're positioned your way. They're coming from right to left.
What do these people look like?
There is 6 individuals, and they all appear like scummy underbelly dwellers.
Oh, nice. As they approach, I'm gonna be like, hey, you guys want 10 gold? Just go in there, and those guys will give you 10 gold to go away.
They look at each other. One of them walks up, pulls up a dagger, puts it up against your throat. That's weird, because we charge people 10 gold to live this way.
Uno momento. I will feign being scared and say, "Oh, I'll give you the 10 gold," and I'll fumble around and then drop it on the floor in front of me.
Bends over, pick up the gold, scoops it up. All right.
I'll also mentally mark which one that one was.
Okay. He kind of nods at you. He puts his hand up on your cheek, kind of pats you on the face. Pat, pat, pat. There, that wasn't so hard. Why don't you run along?
I'll slowly walk and then stumble and then fall and then kind of lay there and cry.
Yeah, Christ. And one of them kind of looks at another one, and then they kind of look back at each other and goes, "It's not worth it. We got business to do tonight." And they just shove you along a few more feet onto the ground so that you're just a little bit farther away, and then they make their way into the alley.
You know, I'm actually going to retcon a little if it's okay, because I didn't realize greater invisibility is only 1 minute.
1 minute long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Regular invisibility is like 1 hour, I think.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, invisibility.
I'm gonna have you
is-
make a stealth check then.
So yeah, but I wouldn't have gone out. I wouldn't have even cast it. I would have just stayed in my. I would have just stayed in my alter self and just left the alley and stayed close enough I could hear something. But
If you're not invisible, I'm gonna have you make a stealth check then.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
he's not invisible, but he's.
I'm still alter self, and I'm just kind of sitting outside where they kicked me out. But yeah,
I gotcha. I'm
if
still
you
gonna
want me to
make one.
still hide over here, I can do
I'll just see.
that,
I'll
yeah.
just see if they notice you. Right? Maybe they don't care. I'll say. I'll give you advantage because you're disguised. I'll say they don't really care that you're there.
All right.
They approach each other. These two walk up and say, "All right, you've got the money." This one approaches, says, "Hey, you've got the money. All right. So let's hear it then. What have you got?" And this guy right here pulls out some scrolls or some texts and hands them over to him. Guy looks through it for a few seconds. Shit. Huh. Well, that's a bit perturbing, isn't it? They're like, "Yeah, man, but you know, how about we go ahead and pay up here?" And he's like, "All right, fair enough. Give him the gold." And this guy walks over, takes out a bunch of the gold, and starts handing large bags full of this gold to each of these individuals over here. Just huge, copious amounts of gold. Makes his way back over here. "Pleasure doing business with you then, isn't it?" And they're like, "Yeah, that was surprisingly easy." Yeah, we expected you guys to try to pull something. You know, try to kill us or fake gold or whatever, but you guys really delivered. And he goes, "Yeah, we delivered." Just kind of stand there for a few seconds awkwardly. And then one of the guys over here just goes, "I want you to know, this ain't personal." And then you can see a flash of light that you recognize as a rune activating, and all of the bags of gold that these people are holding begin erupting. And it's just, they all just turn into red mist. Just Kryn, make a dexterity saving throw. And Corn, make a dexterity saving throw as the 10 gold pieces in your pockets erupt.
Oh, that worked out for me.
Ooh, nice.
As those are going off, I'm hoping it'll be a distraction, and I will actually cast Greater Invisibility.
Yeah, that works no problem. But this massive eruption sound perforates through this area as these explosions happen. You guys don't take that much damage. It's 1 point of damage per gold piece on your person, and then half as much on a success. So Korthorn, you take 10. Kryn, you take 5 points of damage.
This
Hey,
is the guy that had
that's
the
a lot of damage for me.
And these guys are just a crater. They had hundreds of gold pieces on them. This entire area right here is just, it's like a 4-foot deep crater. A mushroom cloud starts rising up. And Kryn, you see several people jumping down who were on the roof next to you that neither you or Rogar noticed.
That apparently didn't notice us either.
Nope.
Nobody noticed anybody.
They hop down here, and they quickly begin gathering up their cart and start making their way down to the south. Unless you guys would interrupt.
I am going to do something. Uno momento, por favor.
I was gonna say Boots was actually during this whole thing. She was gonna try and see if she could get not like super close, but like a little bit closer. See if she could like smell or see or identify anything about these people.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Do it.
What I would like to do when Nicole's done is immediately after my spell is cast, I'm just dashing straight towards this person.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to like get a positive ID on somebody, something you could recognize.
Just yeah, kind of. Oh.
Oh, that
me?
was in Nicole. Yes, sorry, Nicole.
No, it's okay. But that was me, Thomas.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's just trying to see if there's anything that she can identify about them, like if she knows where they're from or just something of interest.
Make a history check.
Ooh, okay. Not my best. Oh, okay.
Oh, hey.
Growing up, living in the Borderlands with Kryn for a while, you've met people from all over the world. And this guy has on him a particular dagger and a few greaves and things, which signify that he's from pretty far west of here. And you get a pretty good impression of his scent. And as you're doing that, you can see through the smoke and the flames, the crater here, these guys are all trying to make their getaway, knowing that the guards are on their way after such an explosion. You see Jarsali just dart through the smoke towards them.
Well, she's invisible, so no, we don't see her.
Oh, it's true.
See a plume of smoke.
You see a plume of smoke.
Can I cast message to Rogar and say
Well,
I think it's time to go after these guys?
Well, this is all. Well, that depends. Jarsali obviously moved first. So, Jarsali, are you moving up to attack them, or are you just moving up?
I am moving up to attack.
I'll have you make your attack. Then I'll say you probably don't get a chance to message in between the explosion going off and Jarsali attacking them. There's probably not a lot of time for that.
So,
All right.
I want to make sure I remember this correctly. If you use offhand 2-weapon fighting for the extra attack, but you don't have any of the feats, you don't get the damage bonus associated with the skill.
Correct. You don't get to add your dexterity or strength modifier depending on the weapon.
Yeah.
And you also have to use a finesse weapon or a light weapon.
A light
In
weapon.
both hands.
I think it's just the offhand, right?
I'm not sure, but I think I might
Pretty
be
sure
anyway,
the two-handed weapon thing specifies it's got to be both hands or
Okay.
lighter finesse
I'm pretty
weapons.
sure just the offhand needs to be light.
I'm pretty sure that as well, but I could be wrong.
Double check. Right.
I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
I thought it was funny, Kryn, when you said you were going onto the other roof, and I was like, "There's people on the other roof," and then they rolled horrible perception, and you rolled
Jay is
horrible
correct.
perception.
Both weapons are required to be light.
Jay, look at you. You know stuff.
Well,
Well
we
done,
just
sir.
can't ran into that the other night. I couldn't use my rapier and a short sword.
Oh, you're right.
Also, I don't know if it makes any difference, but as a dog, I have advantage on perception checks, so it would have been a 19 instead of 17.
It wouldn't matter much. I totally forgot you were a dog. That's hilarious.
So does Boots like know specifically where these guys are from?
Alliance-ish. Pretty much the whole West is Alliance at this point, besides a few
Okay.
areas.
And Boots would bark that. She would share
about
with the
that?
group and dog.
Sarah Jarsali, you'll certainly have a surprise around here.
Yep, I will move to there. I will bonus action to
Did
activate
you roll?
my-
Sorry, did you roll initiative, Brian? I don't see you
I
on
did
here.
not. That's because I was reading a thing and I forgot to do it.
Well,
Well,
Ooh.
we all get to go before them except Decorin.
I will use a bonus action to activate, my blade song, and then I will stay 10 feet away, and I will attack the guy that has the secrets twice with my vicious whip. 18
yeah,
and 11.
the 18 will hit.
8 slashing.
Oh, whoops, they're all taking the damage. That's not what you want. All right. And then your second turn, Jarsali.
Okay. Great question. I think it's going to be lather, rinse, repeat. Let's do it again. 23. 23.
Yes, and yes.
7 and 7.
Jarsali, you quick as can be emerge from invisibility, slashing your whip across this guy. He yells out in pain, "Ah!" as the whip's just cut across his shoulders and his arms and his back, and he seems startled.
Yeah, what the fuck just happened to me?
Small detail though. Drasali does not come out of invisibility.
Nope, improved invisibility. I am still invisible.
Well, look at you.
Good old greater invisibility.
Yeah. I suppose it is greater now, formerly known as improved invisibility back in the day.
Brian, I don't know why I always have this problem where the same tokens always take the same damage. Do you know how to fix that?
Yes, go into the token setting and make sure that the hit points don't actually say hit points, because then it'll take it off the sheet and they're all the same. It has to be like the green number has to say nothing.
You still want it to represent character though.
You still represent character, right? But on the green bar, you just put like 40 out of 40 if they have 40 hit points. You don't put NPC hit points. You put nothing and just put the number. And then for each token, it'll do it individually.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
That's much better. You're totally right. You're a big brain guy. All right. Is that it for you then on your second turn?
That's it for me.
Boots, your dog.
Okay, I'm gonna run here. All right, I have to make sure I do this right. See. Could be better to do it that way. Okay. So I moved there as a dog. I am dropping, as a bonus action, I am dropping my dog form. So I am now a person. And then I am casting Tidal Wave.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. I am casting it. Hopefully, so it's an area up to 30 feet long, so I'm gonna do from here to here.
And how wide is it?
10. So it's gonna go from here to here. So it'll get.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get everybody.
Yeah, it'll get. Well, it won't get this guy, I don't think. It won't get that guy.
Ah, you're right.
But it'll get these other ones.
Well, if you did it at an angle, it would. If you did like that.
That's true. I could shift before I could be here, and then do it this way.
Then it won't get the top guy.
Yeah, well. What do you mean?
It probably won't get like this. Well, actually, it might.
It would get them all.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
you're
would
right,
get
it
them
would.
all.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, all the
No,
way
because
down.
these guys are 15 feet away from each other.
Right, but it's cutting through the middle. So it's 5 feet on either side.
So it would be like this versus like here.
5 feet on either side doesn't enter both squares.
So like if we're thinking of a rectangle, is there a way that we can rotate the rectangle? Damn it! How do I undo that?
No.
I made so many. But if you're thinking of like a diagonal rectangle that goes this way, I feel like me putting my fingers on my screen does not help you guys at all.
Well, wouldn't the line that I have drawn there hit everybody?
Not necessarily, because it would go 5 feet
Something
to the
like
left,
that.
5 feet to the right.
It's 10 feet across. And
It would miss one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas got it.
Yep.
This is the one I've been working down.
Okay. Then I will do that. I will get all but the one that Jarsali is engaged in. So they have to make a dex save. Okay. So
Oh, whoops. Is that right? That's not right. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. The first 2 are for those guys, or so only one of those. So 13 for this guy, and then the rest are those.
Okay, wait.
What's the DC?
It is 15.
Okay, so he fit. This guy fails 2, and this. Okay, I got it.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, they take half damage and aren't prone if they pass. If they don't pass, then they're knocked prone and take full damage.
Well done, Boots. Well done.
Thank you. And then
Okay.
that's my turn.
Rogar.
So which ones were knocked prone, Thomas?
Yeah.
These 3 were not. These 2 guys back here are not prone. The rest are all prone.
I'm going to bonus action rage. That lets me move up to half my speed.
Oh,
And
that's
then I will
cool.
just jump off and I'll just run over here.
All right.
How far down is it?
Probably 20 feet.
Okay. And I think I'd only be able to get to right here.
It's bludgeoning damage, so it'll be halved.
Take 7.
I'm not sure that you count the fall as part of your movement, though, right?
Nope. Not generally. Not unless it's a really big fall.
Alright, so I can't get right here.
I think you can fall 60 feet around.
Because I figure like you leap and you're going this way as you're falling, so it's part of your
Yeah.
movement.
Alright, then I will. be able
Rogar
to get-
jumps and lands like right here.
There is a thing for jumping and how far you can do it. I can't remember what it was.
It's a certain amount of your strength score, so you can probably go really far.
Especially if you have a running start.
I think it's your like strength modifier times 3 or something. Minimum of 1, so 3 feet.
Plus, you're a cat. I mean,
Rogar's minimum jump is something stupid like 15 feet. And you're attacking Rogar?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll do it. Oh, these poor guys.
21.
You just eviscerate that guy.
And that'll be it.
Kryn.
Kryn will pull his gun out and just kind of yell out, "Try to leave one alive so we can question him." And then we'll take a shot at the skirmisher that is closest to Boots.
I did forget to say I was going to do it non-lethally to all these guys.
Oh, sure. Then you knock the fuck out of that guy out. He goes flying 10 feet back, smashes through a barrel on his cart, and is unconscious.
All right, 14 damage to that skirmisher.
'Kay.
I will fire again. That's-
11's gonna miss.
Is
But
is
I
that the one that
haven't.
was knocked prone?
No, he was one of the ones that wasn't knocked prone. Right?
No, he was.
No, he's prone.
Oh, then I
Uh,
would be shooting at a guy that was
17
prone.
still
He's
hits,
still
though.
inside.
Oh, okay. The guy's not prone then.
But I haven't moved, Thomas, and I have crosshairs, so I have
I
advantage.
think that's just for the first attack, isn't it?
No.
Okay, then 19 hits.
15 more.
These guys are going to be obliterated before they move.
This guy's just knocked out. Rogar said he knocked him out.
Oh.
Yeah.
By knocked out, Rogar means choke slammed through a wagon.
well, they're about to start moving, so
Are they?
what's their turn next?
Half of them are on the floor. They're not going to move far.
That's true.
All right, skirmisher turns.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're all going to stand up. These two are going to fire at Kryn. I'll give you half cover, Kryn, because you're behind a building.
Well, I'm also prone.
Oh, yeah.
Disadvantage.
Well, then they probably wouldn't shoot at you then. They'd actually probably... These... well, Boots, you're not a dog anymore, so actually they're probably going to attack you.
I was gonna say they probably would attack me since I'm not a dog.
They're gonna move up here to hide from gunfire,
And you just tidal waved them.
I did.
which is within their...
If
prone
he was
range.
prone, could he move that far? Because it's half movement to get up.
Good point, good point. He'll go here.
What about the other guy?
Then he'll go here. He wasn't prone.
Okay.
And these are going to be attacks at Boots.
Oh,
Oh,
Boots.
yeah.
Boots, no.
24 and 25 hit.
These are at advantage.
Oh.
20, 24, 25.
All but the
That's weird.
12 hit.
I'm gonna use my spirit shield to reduce the damage by 2d6.
So 11 damage instead of 20.
Okay.
These two are going to step back, pull out bows, and fire at. We'll say one will shoot at Rogar, the other will shoot at Jarsali. So these two will be at Rogar.
I'm
Jarsali is still invisible.
Oh, then they're all at Rogar.
Oh,
All but the 16 hit.
You won't even notice, dude.
21
So
damage.
3 damage, and 5 damage.
11.
They seem a little upset as the arrows dig into Rogar, and he doesn't seem phased.
He just looks madder.
And one of them calls out, "We'd rather die here than surrender to Empire scum!" To Corin.
Well, that last movement changed my plans a little bit. Let's see if I can actually even get out there. Go 5, then I got 25 more. No, wait, I only have 20 more because stubby legs. So, can I see through here, or is there like, because there's still smoke in this area, right?
I'll say it's probably half cover, but you can see through it enough to do stuff.
Okay. Well, then I will go ahead and at 3rd level, I will cast my new spell, Corin's Minute Icicles. So you guys wouldn't really see it because you guys aren't really looking, but 6 ice shards form over to Corin's head and just slowly start to rotate. And as a bonus action, I can send 2 of those, each dealing 8 damage, and so I'll have it centered here. So these 2 skirmishers get to make a couple of dex saves.
They fail.
So they take 16 cold, and then you can rule whether they have to make 1 or 2 of the cold snap con saves for movement.
It's probably gonna be 1 because it's the same spell.
Okay.
Failures.
So they are slowed by 10 for the next minute.
You see this guy pulls out a battle axe, and he calls back to one of the other ones. He says, "Ronald, you have to get those secrets out of here. Go!" And then he charges Rogar and says, "I'll hold him off!"
Oh, that's a cool ability. I'm gonna write that down.
They both hit.
Okay, so his max damage is 16 on that first one,
Okay.
and then his second one deals 12.
So 8 plus 6.
And these guys seem to turn to run.
So I don't have the secrets, though. The guy that Rogar knocked out has the secrets.
Fuck, you're totally right. Never mind. He wouldn't do that
That's
then.
why we dropped him first.
Okay.
Why that person was targeted.
Okay, he would say, "Come get the secrets and then get out of here. I'll hold them off."
I love it.
Sally.
I suppose I will attack this one right in front of me. Oh, hold on. I mean, it doesn't matter. I have advantage anyway. Is he wearing metal armor?
He is wearing studded leather armor and a metal face mask.
It really doesn't matter that much. I will use the whip. 21
Yep.
for 5. And then, in lieu of my second attack action, I will cast Shocking Grasp. 24.
Yep.
Really? 2?
He's
2
hanging in there.
I rolled 2 lightning damage.
Ooh,
Oh wow, that's pretty bad.
That
And
is
he can't
pretty
take a
bad.
reaction.
Yep.
And then I will move here.
Boots.
Okay. I'm really bummed I did not prepare Thunderwave because this is the perfect opportunity for Thunderwave.
Oh,
Right? Preparing your
Um,
spells is a bitch, man.
Right? So I'm gonna try this for the first time. I'm gonna activate my lunar staff.
You guys watch as Boots' staff lights up and several stars seem to fly off of it, kind of rotating around Boots in like a shooting star pattern, but a continuous one.
And then I'll immediately take my reaction to do 2 stars because it's 4 total, 2 stars at each of them.
Okay.
So it's a DC 15 Dex save.
One
Okay,
succeeds,
so
one
one-
fails.
So the other one,
One
well,
right
actually, I
fails.
think they need to do 4 because I sent 4, so each needs to do 2.
So
So
the
each
guy on the left succeeds once, fails once. The guy on the right, same thing, succeeds
Okay.
twice. Right? No, 1, 2. 1. That's right. Yeah, one fail. They both fail once and succeed once.
So that's for the first guy.
If you use the up arrow key, you can just roll that again.
I know it was too late.
okay.
But thank you. I will remember that for next time.
Well, the
so
first guy just the stars blast into him, leaving these very glowing, bright craters in his abdomen.
Okay. Is he still standing?
No.
Oh, okay. And then Boots will turn around to the second guy and shillelagh him. Because it's been a while.
You said you're doing 2 each, right? So same damage to the other guy.
So the first guy got 5, the second guy got 6.
I see. Okay.
I think the last time Boots shillelagh'd, I was playing her.
Lele.
She was the
Possibly.
tank.
As she's very good at doing. So 22?
Yep.
nice.
9.
All right.
And yeah, that's actually I have a bonus action, don't I?
You do.
No, that was my bonus action was summoning the stars.
react-
My
oh,
reaction
you're right,
to
you're
use
right.
them. Okay, so we're good.
Rogi.
I'm going to recklessly attack this guy.
Lethal or
Right.
non-lethal?
Non-lethal
Okay.
on all these guys.
Boots is full lethal.
Rogar-
Real question: is Rogar able to non-lethally attack?
Yeah, Rogar, you lift your
How's the
glaive,
rules?
you hit him with the butt end of your glaive, and he just slams into. You see the cobblestones raise up around him, misshaping as there's now a human figure imprint in the cobblestones as he's knocked into unconsciousness.
I will then just kind of jauntily walk over this way and attack this guy. I think reckless attack only works for the first one, doesn't it?
No,
Reckless
it's all
is
of
for
your
the whole
attacks.
round.
Yeah.
It's the whole round.
Okay, so that has advantage too, so that's a crit. Also non-lethal.
Can you non-lethally critical someone's face?
Good. The depressed skull fracture.
So for
You just lopped his leg off. He's not dead, but like.
28.
Yeah, he's very unconscious.
He might be bleeding out with that crit. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Here's a gif of Rogar's non-lethal attack. Or a picture.
Yeah.
Kryn.
Kryn is because he knows Boots is down there and being harried, is gonna run over to the edge right here and aim down at this skirmisher, and he's going to say, "We don't work for the Empire directly. We're just trying to figure out what's going on here."
It's complicated.
Right.
No one needs to die.
And he looks at his friend with the massive holes in his chest.
And then Kryn sees that guy and goes,
No one else needs to die. Just put your weapons down and we can talk.
and he's got his gun held, and if this guy makes any towards a type of aggressive action towards Boots, he's gonna fire.
Okay. Now make an intimidation check.
Can Boots help with her aggressive stance?
22.
That was an insight.
Oh, well, I think it's the same. Let me see.
It doesn't matter. It's close enough.
It's the same. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the same
He looks back at it. This guy's dead. I don't know why he's alive. He looks back. You're dead. Be dead. Goodbye. He looks.
No.
No,
He
the
looks-
documents.
It wouldn't let me kill him. It looks back at his friend over here, and he just says, I'm sorry, Ronald. I don't want to die." And he puts his weapon down, and this guy starts yelling, "Coward! Coward!"
which one? The one by Boots?
No, this one. Yeah, the one by Boots surrendered. This guy does not. This guy takes his short bow, presses his foot up against the bowstring, and levels not an arrow towards his face, and just kicks it back into his skull.
Oof. I was gonna try to hold person for him, but I'm not fast enough.
I will go get the documents.
Wow, that's dark.
Kryn's gonna climb his way down rather than jump down.
Boots is gonna stand underneath in case he needs to be caught.
And he'll check this guy and see if he's alive real quick.
That guy's very dead.
I would
Okay.
also make
I'm
a
gonna-
comment that it would be best if there were no witnesses.
His lungs have been turned into stardust, literally.
Boots is just gonna look at Kryn and be like, "Ooh,
It's fine.
I'm gonna
okay."
check this guy, see if he's still alive since I hit him a little harder than I meant to.
He's still alive. All the guys you hit non-lethally are alive. So there's 3 living guys, 4 or 5. Only this guy's dead, and this guy's dead. So there's 4 living people.
Yeah.
So Kryn's gonna look this guy over and be like,
All right, who are you with?
You hear horns sounding off in the distance. He goes, "Empire guards are coming. Look, if you really don't work for them, you get me out of here. I'll tell you everything. Just don't hand me over to them."
You're with the Alliance, aren't you?
You guys hear Jar Sahali suggest that it's best if there's no witnesses.
Any witnesses we leave that are unconscious when the guards get here will say what happened. We will have no hand left to play. If this one wants to come with us, that's fine, but there should be no one left alive to tell the tale of what happened here.
Jarsali, if I make this one invisible, are you able to go invisible and sneak him out of here?
I cannot carry him.
No, but we can tie him up and you can guide him.
Wait,
I trust.
confused.
we're talking to
I can make
the living guy.
I can
the
make
con-
him
the conscious
invisible.
guy.
Yeah, I can make him
Oh.
invisible if you can be invisible.
Yes, I can, and yes, we can do that.
Okay. Then
But
I
what
will.
about the other non-conscious living ones?
I can't get back to Helbrim.
You can't leave them here. They would rather die than be taken prisoner. Please, they know too much. It would ruin all this.
Which ones are the unconscious but alive ones?
The one right beside you, and then the one that Rogar right here.
Well, why are we trying to keep
I don't
them
understand
out
that.
of the Empire's hands? I don't.
So they don't.
Am I
they
missing
don't
something?
tell them-
Because
Yeah, we don't want them to know what we did. We want to be able to have options. And if
Oh,
Right.
did we get some kind of? Didn't we get some kind of writ from Helbrim?
He just
Well,
said
but-
he'll pay for collateral.
Oh,
but we wouldn't. It would be best if Helbrim didn't even know we were here,
We might not
why?
want to tell Helbrim that we did this.
because we don't know what those documents say yet, and it might be like, oh fuck type shit.
Oh, okay. Well
I'm
then,
going to take out my dagger, and unless anybody stops me,
You're invisible.
no, I would be uninvisible.
Not anymore.
not
Okay.
yet. Yeah.
Slit
this guy
his
just
throat, and then
Turns
slit
away
his
and he
throat.
starts. This guy just turns away and he starts saying a prayer to Havdal, as you just hear in the background, step, step, step.
All right, let's get out of here.
Jesus,
Gotta go.
Jarsali's cold-blooded.
She is. I kind of like that about her.
Yeah.
Does what needs to be done.
Can we tell where they're coming from? Like, do we
Everywhere.
think...
There's a mushroom cloud dissipating over this area of the city.
So, yeah, we need to get out of here. I'm gonna tell Rogar. It's like
You gotta go now. You're so recognizable.
I will. Yeah. Can I grab
Rogar, you're so
Thor
fast
and-
you could just dip. I'll say, like you can be long gone. You know the city well enough at this point, and if
All right.
anybody sees you, they're probably not gonna assume you're a part of it because you're kind of a hero.
Boots is gonna turn to what? I guess Kryn and just say, "All right, I think you can just tie him onto me," and then she will turn into a horse.
well, they were gonna turn him invisible.
Okay, someone gets to ride on me then, because I'm a horse.
By the way, awkward thing I'm realizing, I do have greater invisibility available, but not regular invisibility, so this will only work for a minute.
Well, I have, like, if we can just put him on Boots the horse and let her run away, I can get myself out of here.
That was kind of my thought, is I'll just
Sure.
get out of there as long as we know he's gonna stay on my back, because I can't keep him.
I come over and just knock him out.
There we go. All right.
I mean, or
And-
Rogar can just literally sling him over his shoulder and run.
Yeah.
He'll be at
Sure.
max speed though.
Rogar can run so fast he can get out of here faster than you guys.
Fine, then I'll greater invisibility and just sneak out.
We'll say everybody Batman vanishes into the shadows for the sake of time. And where are you guys going? You guys just going home?
Yeah. Reconvene at the house.
You guys arrive back in
Tower.
the
It's
Wayward
not a
Tower.
You gotta call it the tower.
You gotta call it the tower,
It's a-
right?
It's not a
The
house.
tower, yeah.
The tower.
The tower.
Going back to the tower.
You guys make your way back into the tower. Fennon's inside. He's sipping on a cup of tea in the entry hall, and he says, "Oh dear, you're back. Oh, we have company. Ellie, please prepare.
Don't
we don't
worry
have
about
guest
that,
bedroom.
Fennin.
Certainly.
I'm gonna say
We should take him straight up to the vault just in case no one can scry on us. We can
Agreed.
do our interrogation there. We can lock him in there if we need to.
Pour over the documents.
Yeah.
Yep. I should have prepared better. I could have identified all of those gold pieces as a trap if I had been prepared for it. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Everything worked out. Not a big deal. I think we got off free and clear too, so.
Horse Boots is glorious. Oh my god. Lather, rinse, repeat. Always repeat.
that is that Fabio of horses right there.
Hey, Brian, Hop, I'm gonna pull you into secret chat for a second.
All right.
Ooh.
I did not say that Boots changed out of her horse form, so she is just in the tower as a horse.
I'm really excited about this thing I'm working on. It'll take me a little while, but I think you guys are really gonna like it.
I feel like I know what it is.
You
Or
might.
I guess.
Feel free to
I'm kinda-
whisper me a guess if you guys want to guess. But I won't let you know.
I will guess.
I won't let you know if you're right until I do it. Then you'll know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Will you tell us no if it's wrong?
No, that's no fun. You only get one
Okay.
guess. Who knows? Maybe you guys will guess wrong and give me some good ideas.
Actually, I just realized we really can't stay in the tower because Boots may have her own floor, but Scarf does not have his own floor. So it's unacceptable.
He can
Actually,
just
Quinn, you
he
might
can
have
just
to bunk
stay
with
in the
Rogar.
sauna all the time. He'll just be super poopy all the time.
Oh my gosh. So much fur.
He can have his own room in the servant's house.
Whoa. He
He
does
can
not
ha-
stay in servants' quarters.
He can have his own like ultra doghouse. It'd be like those tiny houses,
Oh my god.
but it's a doghouse.
Yes.
So you guys rendezvous back at the tower, make your way up to the vault, and your guy starts stirring awake, and he's like, ugh. And he just kind of has this like 1,000-yard stare in his eyes, like, I just let all my friends die.
Boots is just gonna go over and pat him. She'll be out of her majestic horse form now.
He doesn't react. He's just got a 1,000-yard stare. He's got survivor's guilt.
All right. Well, first we're gonna just kind of put him up there, and I assume that the vault has no windows and the door is lockable.
Yeah, so there's a massive set of double trap doors that you have to open knowing the combination. And then there is a second set of doors that is the massive kind of reinforced vault doors. So there's like big reinforced trap door to get to the floor, and then there's big reinforced vault door as well.
I also forgot to mention, but that when we had moved in here, I would have prepared on one day and casted Arcane Lock on the inner door to the vault.
Yep, good, no problem.
I'm gonna tell. I assume Finian came with us, and
Inside the vault.
He probably wouldn't have. He's enjoying his tea. He said he'll be up in a few minutes.
well, then when we're going in the front, I would have told Finian, "Hey, get this guy a meal, something nice."
He looks offended that you suggested this to him, and then he turns to the cook. Ellie, a meal, please, and then gives another look like, did you just tell me to cook?
And Kryn isn't even paying that much attention. And we'll take that guy up to the vault. And is like the whole upper floor, because there's two sets of doors, right? Is the whole upper floor scry protection?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll lock him in there, and then we'll be in like the little foyer area to that. And I would imagine we would pour over the documents there, and I would mostly be handing them to Decorin to look at.
Yeah, and I would pour over them.
Okay. 1 second here.
We've got another SEAL Team 6 group, kind of. It's a bit
close.
more commando
More
than
Batman.
stealth.
I feel like it's more of a Batman group than SEAL Team
Yeah.
6.
Except for me.
Beat up criminals in the alley, disappear into the shadows before the police arrive.
But I mean, Rogar, you, as far as a strength-based martial class goes, barbarian is much sneakier than a fighter. Fighters are in like full plate usually.
Depends on the fighter.
That's
Yeah.
true.
A deck
fighter.
fighter,
But
a deck
but
fighter
usually the
would be
strength-based
incredibly
fighters
stealthy.
are right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are reading over the documents then, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, for those of you that were there, you recognize what's a lot of in these documents that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. A lot of the words here probably wouldn't have made sense if you weren't who you are. To Corin especially, you get just a chill through your spine reading these, as you're the only one who experienced this firsthand. When you guys were with the Order of Azure, and you made your way into the shadowy dark tunnel, and exiting this plane of existence, you were provided with runes that protected you from the adverse effects that would impose upon you. Takorin at one point was injured in the plane of shadows and felt some of those adverse effects for a brief time until being reignited with one of those extra runes of protection.
Yeah.
These blueprints describe a weapon that emanates a radiation type effect that harnesses the plane of shadows is a type of atmosphere and can project it over a very large area of about an entire city, creating the cyclically reoccurring negative effects over everybody in it.
So it's basically a dirty bomb.
Except there's no explosion. It does not damage structures or terrain. It just it's
people.
Yes, it's an EMP, but for people. It makes people very weak. It heightens necrotic damage. It has the same magical warping capabilities you guys had experienced, and it makes it harder for people who are injured to cling to life.
How is it like delivered or activated? Do they have to like fire a rock from a catapult? Does somebody have to drag a grenade in there? Is it just like a brick that presses a
So
button?
the biggest problem you see described is that the transportation devices are too big. They're trying to make them smaller. Right now, it has to be pulled on a wagon, but they're trying to make a smaller version, and it's detonated by a person who has to be within range. The range varies depending on the size of it. Like if it's a really big one, then they have to be closer. If it's a smaller one, they can be farther away. It just takes more energy to activate the larger one, so you have to be a little closer. Essentially, those runes that you guys had that protected you from the adverse effects would be given to the detonator, and he would bring it into a city and then detonate it, and the entire city would immediately become very takeable for any imposing army.
Clan Pestilence.
But we get the idea that this is not something that could be useful defensively.
How could it be? You'd destroy your own citizens.
Right.
If you're under siege, you put it off in the besiegers' army. In theory.
Yeah, the pros about it are that it doesn't kill anybody and it doesn't destroy anything. So if you want the city, you don't blow it up. And
But
any
it's
innocence
still-
in it, you can weaken the entire army without harming a single innocent long term. Like everyone out of it will eventually recover. So there's no civilian casualties from this thing.
And how long does it last?
It varies. Depending on how big it is, they're still trying to understand it, but they've had it last as long as 24 hours.
It's still something you would use for overt aggression.
Yeah, yes, it does have limited defensive uses, but definitely more offensive. Like if you wanted to break a siege, you can set it off in the besiegers' army and then.
I'm sorry. One thing I forgot to mention. You guys noticed how in the Shadow Plane, everybody and everything is vulnerable to necrotic damage?
Yeah, does that too.
Yeah, so they're working on necrotic weapons so that
To couple with
if
it.
they use this on a place, everybody's doing double damage.
Okay.
It's like insta-crits every attack.
Right.
It's really dangerous. Could it be used defensively? Probably.
Not
But-
as easily though.
Yeah, because it affect your own. The runes you guys used were so expensive and so rare. You can't just make your army immune to this. Like you can't just outfit all your guys with that.
Right.
Is there anything else that says in there?
Is
There's a mention of the Lost is an individual. It says that the Lost has been hesitant, but they are continuing to persuade them to help out with it. So essentially, there's this person named the Lost who doesn't really want to help them, but they keep offering them things, and they keep reluctantly agreeing. Whoever that is.
Where is the development or the weapon now? Like,
Azure people, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, it says that they are shipping a initial prototype of the weapon to the capital for personal inspection by General Hellbrim within the next week or so.
Would I have any inkling of who the Lost is?
Oh, you guys are vaguely reminded of an individual you guys had encountered in the Plane of Shadows who was a giant lost from her people.
Ah.
Yeah.
And we feel like we have, our group in particular has favor with her.
You were the first people she's talked to in a very long time, and you guys made a good impression and helped get her out of that place, which is all she wanted. But it sounds like they're still kind of leveraging.
manipulating her.
They're not like forcing her to stay, but they're kind of like, oh yeah, that thing you want, we're working on it. Why don't you work on this while we work on it?
They're manipulating her. Yeah, they're
something
using
like
her.
Well, I'm just trying to think of it from all the angles here on all the things we could do with this, and she might be a tool for us to use in some kind of means for that.
Could be, if we could find a way to get into contact with her, especially clandestinely, which you could message her.
Yeah, sending. That's what I was about to say. I can pretty much
Does that go across
clandestinely.
planes?
That's a good question. I think I have to roll for it if it goes across planes, but let me read the spell.
Last we knew, I didn't think she was in the plane of shadow anymore, though.
You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes, but if the target is on a different plane, there's a 5% chance that the message there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. So what, I roll a D100?
You just roll a d20 on a 1.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Or
Interesting.
D100 and on a 5 or lower, however you want to do
Sure.
it.
And I mean, would they still be able to send it back over the plane, I imagine?
Wouldn't see why.
Yeah, they'd be able to
Yeah.
reply. Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that a weapon like this is an abomination. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the documentation linking it directly to Hellbrim?
Well, it said he was. And Thomas, I think, said he'll be right back, but it said it was bringing to him for inspection. So
Yeah.
that's about as direct as it gets.
How do we think?
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
So how do we think that the king would feel about this weapon?
Yeah. I mean, that's a gamble going straight to him, because if he supports it, then that's really bad for us. We for sure make an enemy out of Hellbrim doing that, because he's going to see it as we went behind his back.
And I guess, it's a matter of whether or not we care about trying to stop this weapon from being created enough to piss off Hellbrim. Because for me, while I don't think the weapon should exist, I'm not sure how good our odds are of stopping it or how much it really affects us to have it stopped.
Well,
You know, it's kind of a like, how much of this is really our problem?
that is an excellent point. I would say, depending on your moral compass, having a conquesty zealot having access to this kind of weapon is probably not great. And if you were
Yeah.
ever to do anything about it, when it is in transit is the time to do it.
Well, I'd imagine you'd probably have a bit of a different perspective, being not from this country, right? If you have the
Right.
nukes, who cares?
Well,
But if you're not the people with the nukes, you're like, oh shit.
Right.
and that's exactly what Kryn sees this as, is like, oh, with this, they're just going to subjugate the borderlands instantly if they want to.
Right.
And
Right.
and that's clearly what Hellbrim wants to do.
At this point, the guy would wake up and be like, he just kind of he's just like watching his reading. He goes, "So what does it say?"
It's a pretty nasty thing.
Yeah, I
So
figured.
why don't you share your end before we share ours?
Promise you'll let me go.
No.
Couldn't hurt your chances.
We don't have
from
any
the-
reason to see you come to harm directly.
with the Alliance, we've got a base camp set up. Have had it for about 2 decades. It's a forward operating base for us. Keeping an eye on things in the Empire, just in case. Not hostilely, just keeping an eye out.
Where?
Probably wise.
It's underground, beneath the steel peaks.
In a mine?
Yeah, we've been operating for about 2 decades. We rotate people in and out, but it's kind of tough, eyes everywhere. It's kind of hard to get reinforcements. We've taken to liberating people that we think would help out with our interests from local prisons, transport convoys, things like that. So a lot of the guys working for us didn't even start at the Alliance. They've just kind of been picked up along the way. Heard about the weapon, and we've been trying to find out where it's going to be so we can stop it.
So you are aware of the weapon.
Yeah, well, we knew there was some kind of weapon. Don't know anything about it. I'd like to read those papers there, but our best guys. We've been putting a team together. It's mostly murderers, outlaws, things like that. People who are expendable. We're gonna try to hit this thing before it gets to the city and decommission it.
Aren't you worried about that raising tensions between the Alliance and the Empire?
That's why the Alliance isn't going. It's a bunch of escaped outlaws, murderers, and fugitives.
That's not going to stop Hellbrim from blaming the Alliance, right?
To be fair, if
That
he has
guy
a
blames
super weapon,
that guy blames the Alliance when his milk goes bad. No one's gonna care.
Thanks,
we-
Alliance.
What were you gonna say, Brian?
I was going to say functionally the same thing.
Okay.
So I would just agree with him. I would say also Jarsali seems noticeably non-committal about whether or not we should do anything about this right now.
I suppose it depends on who we are intent on aligning ourselves with.
You don't have to ally yourselves with us. We just you don't want the weapon to exist, right? We're not planning on using it. We just don't want the thing to be here. And it's not a bunch of good-hearted Alliance soldiers. It's going to be a bunch of no-goods getting smoked out there, trying to take this thing down. I mean, no one's going to miss them. And they fail, they all die. They succeed, they did a good thing, and everybody's safer. And the Alliance isn't involved visibly anyway.
I guess it comes to who can we trust with this information that could actually also do something about it. Because it would put a wrinkle in Hellbrim's plans, but it wouldn't stop him.
No, even if you get the prototype, the only way to it will be a setback. The only way to actually stop him would be to get rid
Out
of all
him.
of the research, or remove him from positions of power.
Yes. Well, out him, out the plans and his involvement in it, or oust him, yes. But again, what that comes down to, I believe, is who we are attempting to align ourselves with here within the city. We've already sort of aligned ourselves with Nadali. We seem to be attempting to gain favor with the king. I get the feeling we don't want to really associate ourselves too closely with Hellbrim, so I don't know how much we really care that he gets upset with us over this.
I only care so much as how miserable he could make our lives.
I have an idea and a proposal, but I don't want to say it in front of this guy.
Let's step into the other room then.
Okay, so
I imagine like the servant came up with the food now, so I'll take the guy some food and be like,
Here, eat. We got some
Eat.
figuring out to do, but just hang tight for now.
When he puts ketchup on the steak, I'm going to be very upset.
A1 steak sauce.
Charlie's like, no witnesses. This guy's got to go right now.
She just pulls out her dagger and slits his throat on the spot.
Blasphemy.
All of that seasoning and tendering wasted. Heathen.
The blood spills out on the steak. Now that's what you marinate a steak with.
So we'll close the doors to that, but not leave the tower, so that we're still can't be scryed on.
Protected, yeah. I think we bring either either Nadali or the king here and give them this information and ask them what they would prefer we did with it.
I don't think you're going to get the king to just come here. Certainly not unaccompanied.
Not unaccompanied, but maybe only accompanied by those who could protect him, so that we could ensure that what we tell him is only between us and him. And
If that's a path we choose to take, I don't think you go straight to the king. I think you go to Natali. Is it?
Nadali, yeah.
The Nadali, and you see how she thinks the king would react. I think she would be able to better gauge that than we would.
I'm sorry to interrupt for a sec. I would just. It sounds like you guys are going to discuss all your options here, and I had an option that I was going to give you when you get back in, but it seems weird to give you another option to discuss after you discuss. So I'll just retcon and say he told you this before. He would have said if you let him live, he'd be willing to take you guys into the mine and introduce you to the camp people.
That's an interesting.
I'm not saying to do that, but you want you guys to discuss. I didn't want you guys to get back in, and then he says it, and you're like, "Hang on, we got to go back out and discuss this option."
Sure,
again.
no, I get what you mean. that is interesting.
And
I would be interested in meeting all of them, but
I am extremely interested in meeting them.
yes.
The potential drawback of telling Nadali and/or the king is if they don't care, then you've just further reinforced the general's position and made this weapon even more entrenched within the empire.
Well, what is the alternative, though? If we just give this information directly to Helbram, then you have the same results.
Well, he has the information. He already knows about this. This is just a message that was intercepted. He doesn't know. Well, let me say, he would know the weapon exists. Maybe he doesn't know there's a prototype on the way. The other option is to take it into our own hands and maybe pseudo ally with these people and intercept the prototype on the way and get rid of it.
The thing about Nadali is, despite her words, I don't necessarily trust that she isn't involved in this in some way.
Seems hard to believe if she was the former head of the order, she would have no inclination of this.
Exactly.
Well, she
what she
did
was
seem to
saying-
be getting shut out by the order, and
She was saying that.
she seemed genuine when she told us that she didn't seem to understand what Helbram was doing in the order and with the Shadow Plane.
You guys do recall, she said she went to the order, found Helbram there, was like, "What the fuck?" and then they kicked her out.
Right.
And then she told that to you guys immediately.
Right.
But we also know that she likes to keep a lot of secrets, and that she said that she doesn't like that that's the case, but also doesn't appear to really be doing anything to stop it. I don't know. She plays a lot in the shadows.
Well, I don't really see any. The only other person who's really a big player in all this is Armbruster, but I don't really think that she would have a strong opinion either way.
I'm not suggesting we bring it to her. If we bring it to Nadali, all I'm saying is we need to be very careful in how we do it.
I think there's a lot of factors to consider, and perhaps we should sleep on it.
Agreed.
Nicole, are you still here?
Yes.
Being quiet for a while, just making sure.
He was braiding flowers into my hair.
No, I was sending Thomas snarky text messages.
Oh, I see.
Boots is mostly along the lines of she wants it destroyed in some way or another. She doesn't like it. It's not a good thing. And she doesn't think anyone should have it. But she is also unsure of who they should trust because she's not great at picking people who to trust. Sorry, Cred.
Now
Sorry, Nicole. I know this is out of Boots' wheelhouse.
So now
I know
I'm gonna
that
go
Nicole-
my
that
weekend
Nicole
job at the
probably-
crack den.
I know that Nicole probably cares, but Boots is just like, man, this is taking a while. I got butterflies to chase.
I mean, Boots is engaged in the fact that she doesn't like this thing. She thinks it's bad and it'll hurt a lot of people, and that's something she doesn't like. But she's just like, I don't know what to do about that.
Sure. Well,
I am very keen on meeting this group that this guy's talking about as well.
hearing their proposal.
Yeah.
And I guess if anyone wanted to, they could make an insight check on Kren about that.
think Boots already knows. But
Probably.
I'll make an insight check then.
I don't really do that, but there.
Boots
already knows.
definitely knows. Boots definitely knows. So
R0.
Takorin
really
and
paying
Boots
attention.
would probably be able to tell that Kryn is going to go there, whether other people approve or not. And Jarsali and Rogar probably wouldn't pick that up.
Oh. I figured that anyways. Without the insight.
Fair enough.
Marcus, big brain.
Big.
Big brain.
Biggest.
Well,
Shall we sleep on it and convene over breakfast?
the only other question then is, do we turn this information over to Helbrim and reap the reward for stopping the information from being given over?
I think we have to decide what our plan of action is before we reveal to him that we have it in the first place.
Well, that's my question. Do we? I think yeah. I believe we all want to go meet with the Alliance representatives. Correct?
I'm indifferent.
Just wants to do what Kryn wants to do.
Kryn gets 2 votes in this party always.
Not always.
Not always.
I didn't get 2 votes on the tower.
That's true. Boots
That's
does
true.
not want to do what Kryn wants to do out of spite.
Nice. I'm not above playing both sides. I mostly just want information from as many resources as possible.
If we give the information to Helbrim, we have to give it to him tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll take. He knows something went down.
Sure, all the guards found a bunch of bodies.
And we'll find some alliance and some not. So the Helbrim will get wind of that and probably assume that with all this going on, it probably pertained to that, but he couldn't be sure.
Well, he couldn't be sure, and there's no evidence that we were there, and everyone's dead as far as he knows.
I mean, at the same time, he probably does have access to clerics to speak with dead and stuff. So, I mean, if he really wanted to, he could probably get the information.
Yeah, but the corpses don't have to tell anything. They wouldn't get any information from those.
If the clerics were like clearly Empire people, the Alliance corpses probably wouldn't deal with them.
And that's true. And the other people exploded before they could figure out it before we.
Yeah, there's no corpse.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the morning then, do we set out to keep Nadali, to the general, to the emperor, or are we gonna take this gentleman up on his offer and make our way to the forward operating base of the Alliance beneath the Steel Peaks mine?
If we do Nadali, I think we have her come here.
Yeah. Same with the Emperor. We see if we can get him to agree to come to us.
I think we should start with Nadali, because if it goes wrong with the Emperor, that's it.
I agree.
So we do want to report this to them?
Let's be very vague at first with Nadali, see how she reacts, and then tell her more. Tell her, hey, were you aware the general's working on a secret weapon project? We found out some information about that, and then go from there.
Yeah, we might actually be surprised that in that Nadali and possibly even the Emperor might support us attempting to infiltrate the Alliance, as long as we ensure them that You know, we're doing it to gather information from the other side.
With the intent being to prevent war, not start it.
Exactly.
If you really want to play both sides, you can always tell General Holgrim that we were there, we fought them, but somebody got away when we weren't able to intercept the papers, and we're still looking.
True.
All right, well, if you guys would like, I could attempt to summon Nadali. Is that what we want to do?
Just go get her.
No. That's true. I guess that's...
Though
I
you
mean-
can also summon her.
I mean, just send a message. It just seems so easy.
It's a telephone.
Right.
I feel like Boots has a connection with the guards at the door at this point.
Yeah,
great with cards.
I'll go ahead and use sending,
I
because
imagine since Boots is a guard now, she just shows up and she's like, "Whew, rough day, boys. You get it. We get it. All of us together as guards. The guard brotherhood."
Nadali is often so busy and often not even there. I think just a sending spell is so much more direct.
And explain the imperativeness. Yeah, that might get her to.
Yeah, I'll let her know that we have urgent business and we would need to meet her in an area away from scrying eyes, which we have in our tower, or if she has, we could meet her at her keep.
She lets you know that the earliest she can be back is going to be 24 to 48 hours. She lets you know that she is on the other side of the world, out in an eastern jungle, doing some research.
When I'm assuming Tukorin tells us that,
Yes.
Boots will poke Kryn and say, at some point I probably should talk to you, but not now.
Kryn will nod and
Whatever you think is best.
Wait. Serious, just I have to remember to tell you something.
All right, well, that is not an option for us then.
So our choices are lie to Holgrim, Hingrim,
Elbrim.
Elbrim.
Elbrim. Yep, that's what I said. Lie to him, tell him nothing. Go down there, handle it ourselves. Some combination of those.
How long will it take us to get to the Steel Peaks?
I mean, they're
a ways. 10 hours or something like that, probably.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a night to get it real quick.
10 hours. No.
Like 2 or 3 hours. I thought it. Oh, like, yeah, maybe like 2 hours.
Now, on the other hand, this is us trying to sneak an Alliance member there.
He's not outwardly wearing Alliance clothing.
Oh, okay.
His clothes is just of a Western style that Boots recognized with a very high history check.
So we
He's
feel
not
like
wearing stuff.
we wouldn't
Yeah,
have to sneak him. We wouldn't have to smuggle him there. Yeah.
Just throw a jacket over it. He's not wearing like Alliance uniform. He's just,
Mm.
you know.
Boots used her keen sense of dog smell.
Yeah.
That guy smells like West.
As one does.
He's from the West Side.
So as you guys take a long rest, you can recover your hit points, your spells. And I'm very interested in this decision. It could be very impactful to the rest of the campaign.
Yeah. Well, Kryn's gonna point out.
If we try to lie to Helgrim and he doesn't buy it, it's a really bad look.
True.
A potentially fatal look.
Besides, to be honest, we haven't really told him that we were going to do anything. We told him we would consider. So he's not really expecting anything from us. So we don't really have to go talk to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
So perhaps we can do some recon at the Imperial camp, kind of see what they're thinking, and then when Nadali comes back in like 24 to 48 hours, we'll have even more information to talk over with her.
Did you mean the Alliance camp?
Yes.
That's whatever I said. The
You
thing
said
that I
Imperial.
Whatever.
That's-
It says Imperial Mine, so I got.
That seems like the simplest plan. And I find that the simplest plan is often the best one.
Occam's razor, baby.
Mm-hmm.
To shave, yeah.
Occam's razor mitigates Murphy's law.
In the morning after your long rest, Takorin, you receive a sending spell from Sage Armsbruster. It says, "Don't know what you guys did last night. Guards all over the place. Mom is worried. She's sending for you."
And I'll message back. Wow, she knows sending, by the way. Hello.
Yeah, she does.
Cool. Not sure what makes her think that it was us, other than that you would know that, or is it? Do they think it's us? Why would they think it was us?
She'll respond again and just say, Helbram freaking out, extra security for everybody. Mom says she needs the, quote, heroes for protection.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, the heroes, she says.
Oh, God.
This is my favorite thing.
I will inform the group and ask what they would like me to respond to her with.
So yeah, essentially Helbrim's like telling everybody to go into lockdown. But nobody, they don't know why. And so the mom's freaked out and she's like, well, I better call those heroes that I know.
Tell them we're booked.
Who dis?
You can't afford us.
You can't afford us.
See how much money.
Sorry, we're over here protecting Helbrim.
Sorry, we're protecting our alliance.
Sorry, we're escorting a spy. I mean, fuck.
Just tell her we'll send Kryn over. Just one of us.
Don't do that.
That wasn't Boots. That was just.
To be
Nicole.
fair, if everyone is freaking out and anyone is looking for us, it will make it a little harder to go through the city. But
if they're looking for us, they know where to find us. We have a tower. We're in it right now.
Right.
I think Helgrim's just being paranoid.
It's fair.
Just message back, Helgrim's being paranoid. Don't worry about it, everything will be fine.
And I will do so.
She just sends back the word rolling eyes. Sure.
All right, let's see if we can make our way to those mines, huh?
Yep.
The other guy with you is like, oh yeah, let's do it.
I would like to use... I know we probably don't really need to, but I never get to do this. I'm going to do it anyway. I'd like to use my disguise kit to try to make him look as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah, disguise kit check.
I will do my best to assist.
Never mind. Never mind. I got that backwards. Never mind.
I was gonna say
I was looking at the forgery kit and thinking of something completely different. My bad.
He's gonna forge his face. It's fine.
I will use my thieves' tools on his face to make him look like someone else entirely.
I will use my herbalism kit on his face to just drug him up a little bit.
Give him a rash.
I think I get advantage from my Crackden experience.
Yeah, I don't have a disguise kit. I have a forgery kit. I completely misinterpreted what I was thinking there. My bad.
You guys can Fennon can lend him some Easterner clothes and it'll be fine.
Fabio.
It's a completely different kind of shady business. My bad.
What were you saying, Marcus?
Say, couldn't you just make him invisible?
For an hour.
Yeah, it'll take 2.5 to get there. But
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it.
We definitely or long rested, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fully slept. Okay, sorry, I didn't get any of my crap back. Spells and stuff.
All right, well, let's go.
And off we go.
Okay. All right. You guys make your way towards the Imperial Mine. Outside of the city for the first time in quite a while. You guys have been in the capital city for a very long time. You guys haven't left here in almost like 100 days, something like
And
that.
Corinne loved every moment.
You guys have been here for almost 100 days.
Yeah.
You guys make your way towards the mine. There's several guard towers out front. They kind of stop and just say, "Hey, oh, it's you guys. We don't get into the city too much. Are you guys visiting us? Did the Emperor send you guys? Because he knows we're all big fans out here in the mine."
Yes.
Oh, this is awesome! You know, we wanted to go to your fight and stuff, but we had to work. And oh my gosh! And you're the drugs girl.
What?
and you, you're the gunslinger. Oh, and we've got the lady knight who's ruthless. Oh man, Takorin. Oh, dude. You know so many things, bro. I didn't even go to college, and you're over here like writing colleges in your own brain, dude.
I'm reminded of the panda village that called what is it called, Callista? The Devil Walker?
Yeah, the
Something
Devil
like that.
Walker,
Yeah.
yeah.
And said like all these horrible things.
He was a
that she
mind
did.
drinker or something.
Yeah, all these horrible things that she did, and she was like, "Oh my god, am I a bad guy?"
Is that what people think of me?
You guys-
we were the bad guys all along.
And a whole
Excuse you,
crowded
Truth is just the drugs girl.
a crowd of people form around, and they're all super excited to see you. And then you hear a voice call out, "Enough of this nonsense! Back to work!" And an individual makes his way down in very fine clothing, clearly the head of the mine. And he lets a very long, ostentatious bow and says, "Head of the mining camp, Frillick Redbloom, nice to meet you. If the Emperor sent you, I shall make it my duty to personally give you a tour of our great Imperial mine. Please follow."
I will follow.
Yep.
Do they use pickaxes here?
Yes.
Okay, just so you know, I'm totally planning on grabbing one and swinging it pretty much as hard as I can.
They'll give you one. They'll be like, "Can you sign my pickaxe, destroyer?" You're gonna swing it as hard as you can, just like into a wall.
Well, where people are working,
Into
I'm
a
just
purse.
Oh sure, yeah. Make an attack roll.
an
Go ahead
attack
and make,
roll.
yeah, just go make a normal attack roll. You can just roll damage. I'll say you hit the wall. The pickaxe is dug so deep into the wall that the next guy who comes by can't pull it out, and they're like, "Yeah, destroyer!"
The pickaxe and the stone.
Gonna say it's the next Excalibur. It's
As you guys are
He
heading
is the
farther down,
chosen miner.
you guys are heading down the tunnels, and they're all taking turns trying to pull it out of the wall, and all failing. You guys eventually, after making your way through the mine, getting a long lecture about the history of the Steel Peaks, Sir Redbloom turns to you guys and says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid the majority of our mine has been closed for some time due to Umber Hulk incursions. It's been closed for ever since I started working here many years ago. We've been sent many letters trying to get forces to clear them out, send down an Imperial strike force, but none has come so far. Very sad. Anyways, this is about as deep as the mine as I can take you safely. Beyond here, there's cave-ins and tunnels and things. If you'd like to look around on your own, that's fine, but please don't go any deeper. And definitely don't go now that boarded up portion. That's very unsafe. Terrible monsters in there. Would you like to be left alone, or would you like to hear about the stunning history of Vorpal starting in the year 4?
Is this a Vorpal mine?
Yes.
Schnicket would be trying to steal all the ore.
Did I get any Vorpal ore when I dug my pickaxe into the wall?
No, they dig. They find Vorpal so rare. They dig for months, and then someone finds a nugget of Vorpal, and then they dig for another few months. Someone finds another nugget. Like it is a process.
We would have talked with the captive that we had, the person that we were bringing with us.
Yeah, you see him. He's like, and he's gesturing towards the massive boarded up, closed down part of the mine.
Yeah, we'll say,
We'll be good on our own now, thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate the tour.
If I don't hear from you, I'll send for you in an hour. But we cannot send recovery forces any farther into the mine. I can't stress that enough. Please. It's not safe for our guys. We've been forbidden. Anybody goes down there, there's to be ruled off, and we're to send a letter to their families letting them know they're dead.
Understood.
Excellent. Farewell then. He turns to Boots. Please don't traffic any narcotics through our mine. Thank you. And then he makes his way out.
Boots is just gonna turn to Grin and be like, I don't know what?
He said, "Don't traffic any narcotics in the mine, Boots."
I'll tell you what that means later.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk through
Self-realization's
the
a
boards,
bitch.
right?
The Lions guy just walks over, starts kicking through the boards.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask our prisoner. So is he serious about the Umber Hulk thing, or is this just all them making?
No, there's a bunch of Umber Hulks, but don't worry, they're friends.
Good to know.
You guys continue on for a good while, probably another hour or two of walking, before you come up to the cave narrows a whole bunch, and he goes, "All right, hang out here for a sec," and takes a few steps forward, bangs on one of the walls, and you guys hear the cave begin to rumble. A massive pincered hand comes through the side as these gigantic 12-foot tall armored beetle monsters, these Umber Hulks, crash through the wall. And he goes, hey, it's me, let's take it down a notch. And the 4 Umber Hulks, which have bursted through here, turn into small halflings covered in leaves and different growths and plants. And then one of them's like, "Oh, hey man, how'd the job go?"
no,
He just goes, everybody's dead. Oh, God. I'm sorry, you okay? He goes, yeah, Empire got them, but they all went out honorably. They wouldn't reveal any secrets. Good. Who are these guys? They, like, new recruits? He's like, yeah, the new recruits. All right. My name's well, they call me Gopher. I'm kind of the head druid around here. It's my job to be big, scary monsters and keep guards away from this part of the mine.
I'll give Boots a bit of a nudge.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boots heard Druid and was like, there. Hello.
Heyo, so, you guys interested in joining the resistance here?
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Solidarity, brothers. And then he's like, all right, well, badger time. And he turns into a giant tunneling badger and starts tunneling his way through the cave. And gestures for you guys to follow him through the tunnel. And then another person turns into a giant badger and fills in the tunnel behind him.
Oh, Boots was also going to become a giant badger.
Okay.
Badger mole.
Yep. Well, he said follow him, so she did.
Yeah.
She just went very literal with it.
Walk this way.
You guys follow this trail for a while until you come into a small opening, and you see several man-made structures, guard towers, barracks. It's almost like a tiny underground city here that's been dug out. There's all kinds of hallways. the whole place is full of stone pillars. It looks like the cave here would collapse without them. There's stone pillars set up everywhere. And all types of Alliance guys are walking around, probably 60 to 70 of them. At least 20 of them appear to not be in Alliance garb, but to be perhaps these criminals and escaped fugitives, things like that. And as they notice new people, some of them kind of call out. A small crowd gathers around, and a woman in full plate mail with a massive greatsword and longbow approaches and just says, "Hail! Do we have new recruits here?"
Something like that.
"I'm Mara. This is my operating base." And she's trying to see the other guy. "You, how goes the mission? Are the plans recovered?" And he just kind of looks at you guys sheepishly and goes, "No? Yes?"
We need to talk to you about that, Mara.
She
In
looks
private-
really,
in-
she looks confused.
In private, if possible.
She just kind of gives a small nod, concerned. "And the others?" He just shakes his head. "Empire got them. Bastards. They'll pay for that, I swear to you." And she's like, "No, it's fine." "Well, come then. Shall we talk in more private quarters?"
What happened to the druid that Boots was following?
He's not a badger anymore. He's just kind of watching.
Oh, okay, then she unbadgered.
She's just copying everything he does. Like, "Oh yeah, me too."
It's so uncool to be a badger right now.
Being a badger? Who's even a badger?
Also, can I just make the comment this is the most Boots has turned into an animal ever?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boots is a druid?
Wait a minute. I didn't know Rangers could do that.
I was gonna say the same thing.
And she would lead you guys inside one of the tunnels. You see several beds set up. There's a large ornate fountain in the center, several wells, and she leads you guys to a back room. You can see there's several torches set up, a couple tables, and the place is pretty well guarded but private. She kind of leads you guys into a private area of this well guarded, essentially underground fortress. And the other guy that's with you's like, I think I need to go lay down. It's been a long 24 hours, if that's okay, milady." And she's like, "Yeah, that's okay. You've done plenty. So about these plans." And then she shuts the door behind her, and you guys are in private.
I'm looking around for somebody who's serving tea.
There's nobody in here except you guys.
Kren's gonna just kind of eye everyone, kind of like, "Okay, are we just gonna spill the beans here?" And if no one gives him an indication of no, he's gonna start into it, and like an indication of no, we're not going to tell her. He'll start into.
Well, some backstory to us. We came into the Empire through the Borderlands. Some of us, Dressali and Korin and Rogar, aren't from the Borderlands. They're from various places, I believe. But anyway, we all came into the Empire not too long ago as fugitives, except for Dressali. And were eventually proven innocent, which is good for us, because otherwise we would have been executed. But we decided to stay because we saw some things we didn't like and are hoping to correct those things. We've already actually done one of those things. The Master of Coin was a powerful warlock, and we exposed and ensured his downfall. It appears, though, that the general has been working on some plans for something I could only describe as a super weapon.
And you have these plans, I'm assuming, or know what they are.
Yes.
And I will explain those to her.
Are you going to give her the physical copies or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
And I will also say after I explain.
To my knowledge, only the general, as far as the advisors to the king, is aware of this. I'm not even sure if the king himself is. We've been trying to gain favor with the king to potentially have some influence in his decision making, but the general himself is a warmonger, though as of now the emperor appears to be attempting to stay his hand in such matters.
She kind of nods, kind of seems to realize something, looks over the 5 of you and goes, 5, huh?
5.
Are you those 5?
Yep.
Make a persuasion check.
Do we know what she means by those 5?
Well, you guys are known as the Wayward 5, and you live in Wayward Tower.
Yeah.
Kind of nods. So the heroes of the Empire aren't really Empire at all, huh?
No. In fact, I personally hold a lot of hatred for things that the Empire has done. But the more I've been there, the more I've realized that those are more the actions of Helbrim than anyone else.
We unintentionally gained favor with the Empire. We were unaligned adventurers until that point, and there were a lot of things in the Empire we would like to see changed. And
Some of us very unintentionally.
We're not in the war business. The Alliance wants only peace. We have no taste for war. We don't want it.
I feel that much of the Empire is the same. A few warhawks such as Helbrim. Obviously, it's not the case for him, but
I spent no time above ground in the Empire. I have to ask you this honestly. Can there be any peace in the Empire, reliably, for generations, while Helbrim lives?
I don't believe so. At least, well, if he were deposed, perhaps, but not as he retains his current position.
Well, if the Emperor were more than a boy and were a strong-willed, experienced leader, then perhaps his position wouldn't matter, but that is not to be the case.
Are you willing to take steps to depose him or deprive him of life on behalf of mutual peace between us? I'd ask no loyalty to my country or to the Alliance. But for the sake of the people, Helbrim has to be... he has to go.
I would do it for my own personal reasons.
Can we trust you not to sell us out if we help you to make this change you want to see in the Empire? Well, you don't have to join up with us, but...
I'm kind of just looking around at everyone else in the group to see if anyone has something to say.
We don't need loyalty, we just need you to not fuck us over, please.
I have no loyalty to either side, nor do I have any interest in killing Helbrim. However, that weapon that he possesses cannot continue to exist.
Boots is agreeing with Sir Jarsali.
I have interest in killing Helbrim simply because as long as he maintains his place, any land that borders the Empire he will see as something he should be conquesting.
Well, before killing him, we gotta get rid of this weapon. Helbrim's life is worth a lot less than that thing.
For first time, you hear Rogar say dibs.
He could talk this whole time?
Son of a bitch.
I knew
Does
it.
he actually talk?
No.
He's hysterical.
We have 2 main objectives here that we're working on. The first, luring Helbrim out of the safety of his keep. trying to get him into the mine or somewhere similar where we can take him out. But that's our secondary objective. Our primary objective right now is to intercept this weapon. We've created a strike team of the most dangerous assassins, ruffians, and no-goods the Empire's ever captured. And we're gonna throw a few against it and see what sticks. They're not all gonna make it back, they know that. You wanna join?
Well, it's the only plan I've heard for destroying the weapon. I assume you know where it's going to be and when.
That is your intention, is to destroy the weapon, right?
Yeah, we want it gone. Apparently some new guy's leading it, though. Some guy, and, well, this real bitch we know. We keep an eye on her for a while. Name's Tatiana. She's leading the escort. Along with some guy who's her new buddy, I guess.
Is this guy an orc?
Yeah, something like that. There's a bunch of big animals.
Yeah, I owe him one between the eyes.
We all do.
You might have to get in line. A lot of people here aren't big fans.
We're at the front of that line, I promise.
She kind of smiles a little bit, and she's like, "Whoo, this is working out great." She's like, "I don't know what I did, but these guys are suddenly way on board."
Will you be joining us for this endeavor?
I can't. I'm too recognizable. We've got a leader of our strike team, former failed assassin, real nasty guy. He's been down here a long time. We just intended to free him and let him go, but it felt like he owed us, and he stuck around. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be here in the next few days. We've got him out scouting this weapon right now.
What's his name?
She just kind of nods. You can call him Toby, but he'll hate that.
Yeah, he will.
You know him? Been down here a long time.
Yeah, I know him.
Just kind of shrugs. Is he gonna try to kill you? A lot of people who know Toby, he tries to kill.
Not seriously. He won't seriously try to kill me.
Yeah, that might still do it. Anyways, you guys probably shouldn't stay down here. And I imagine it'd be kind of weird if you all went missing at the same time overnight, based on your image. Go far! And you guys hear as a giant creature tunnels through the wall. Take him back to the surface. And you watch as the giant badger gives a salute.
Boots is a badger again.
Where do we go and when?
We'll be in touch.
Fair enough.
Anyways, you guys aren't racist, are you? We got a bunch of dwarves, halflings, elves here. I know the Empire's really on their human binge. You guys seem like a mixed group, but you never know. Bunch of racists in the Empire.
I'm looking at her like, are you fucking stupid? I'm a changeling. Like, I get more racial hate than anyone.
I'm just
yeah. I'm looking around at all of our different people, and I'm like, I don't understand how we could have become a group if any of us were racist.
Everybody, it's part of the process.
I'm not racist. I have no friends.
Anyways,
There's so much badger hate.
Gopher here doesn't really care about the war at all, but Empire tore down his ancestral home to build a young lumber yard, and now he's a crazy terrorist. Gopher salutes again.
Boots oddly, like, haltingly salutes back, like, this information is concerning.
He's a Class A eco-terrorist, Class 2 friend. All right, Gopher, get him out of here. And he starts tunneling.
I guess we'll go.
Before we go, do I see any...
I will give her the document.
Oh, okay. What were you saying, Marcus?
Before we go, do I see any Vorpal lying around?
No, it's not just laying around.
Well, they could have been mining too. You never know.
We don't happen to run into the Vorpal ore as we're digging through.
Badger smell Vorpal?
See, I think Vorpal is probably like more hoarded than gold. Like
Yeah.
as soon as they
Way
get
more.
that shit, as soon as they get that shit, it like goes in like a lockbox and it's gone.
No
It's like
Vorp,
uranium.
no Vorp veins as we're digging around.
No.
I would settle for a gold vein.
No.
I'll settle for a platinum vein.
Platinum,
What-
adamantine.
What check as a badger do I have to make to search for ore?
Nice.
So you guys get back to the surface. You're led back into the mining tunnel, and you see Red Bloom running around, going, "Where are they? Oh my God! The Emperor's gonna kill us! Oh my God! We killed the heroes! Oh, they are. Hey! Where have you been?
We've just
Looking
been
in the
exploring
tunnel,
the
you
mine.
told us not to.
Yeah,
You can't go down there.
we did.
You can't go down there.
Do we
We
really
did.
look like the kind that needs a rescue party?
I was gonna lose my job.
You're fine.
Now you're not.
Take us to the surface.
Get us some tea.
Some tea.
Boots will hand him a particularly pretty rock that she found as a badger.
He just takes it, thank you. Then he starts like making his way out, and some miners make you some gross tea that they just heated up on a kettle over a fire.
This is just hot leaf juice.
There are pebbles in this.
It's literally just grass that they made tea out of.
Uncle, that's what all tea is.
Well, I imagine we'll go. Does anyone have anything they want to do, or are we just going to go back to the tower?
Place sucks. There's no tea. There's no good food. I'm definitely ready to go back to the tower.
Yep. I guess we'll go back to the tower and await word from the Dolly, who's probably the next one, or from Ara. Whoever gets to us first.
All right, you guys. So you guys are going back to the tower then?
Yep.
Mhm.
And you left
Well,
your
I-
line. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Boots might see if she can duck away for a minute. On the way back, she'll let everyone go ahead.
Is she trying to do this sneakily?
Murder?
That's a yes or no question.
It's a yes.
Make a stealth check.
Okay, but she was also gonna cast Pass Without a Trace before she did.
Ooh.
Ugh,
Rogar
what?
sees you.
20?
Yeah, Rogar, it's a 21. Rogar, you see Boots kind of tiptoeing away. And Boots, you see Rogar notice you.
It's the
Boots
wrong
will-
one, but it's the same bonus.
Boots, I'll just go shh.
I'll pretend like I didn't see her.
Boots is off. And you guys get back to the tower and realize Boots is gone.
I just assumed
Oh,
she's taking a shift
no.
at the meth lab.
Damn it.
So,
I'll message you what Boots does.
okay.
Kryn will notice the Boots is gone and be like, she can take care of herself. If we don't see her by tomorrow, then I'll start to be worried.
Okay. You guys take a long rest. The next day comes, and you guys awake to a note on your door addressed from Helbrim.
I will open it and read it.
It says, whatever you want to get paid, I'll double it. Things are getting bad.
Well, that's interesting.
I'll just hand it off to someone else. Like I'm not worried about it.
Would be interesting to know what he knows, or
Fair.
what he's willing to tell us anyway.
Desperate men do desperate things.
Also, if he knows more than that note, though, it could be trying to just get us somewhere.
Well, and if he's... Why would he be this concerned?
I'm not sure.
Well, we no longer have a reason to meet with him. We don't have the paperwork anymore that was recovered.
Well, we have
So-
a reason to meet with him and to find out what he thinks is the problem here.
Right,
What's
and
he say-
what he wants from us.
Right.
What's he so afraid of?
Someone does have key mind that could replicate it, but
That's true, and I could attempt to forge it.
With your forgery
With the
kit,
forgery kit!
comes full circle. Or the disguise kit. Maybe you could disguise the forgery kit.
Oh, shut up.
disguise a note as a
You,
forgery.
you forge the note and then you put it in like a suit with like a hat.
Sure, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to forge the papers.
Okay. Make a forgery check.
And
I would argue that with keen mind he should have advantage.
All right, fair.
and
And gifted scribe.
assume I'm using intelligence for this.
Good thing
Wait,
for
you-
advantage.
Plus a D4.
And
Plus an intuition die, which is a D4.
25.
25.
Plus an intuition die, which is a D4.
Well, no, that is.
That is
Plus-
the D4. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I said and a D4. Okay. Yeah. Super forged. Excellently forged. Perfectly, in fact.
Okay.
I think we
Actually,
should
if-
only give these to him if we have to.
I will
Well-
say, if you give them to him, he will think that they did not end up in the hands of Alliance spies.
Exactly. And we'll get paid for it.
True.
And apparently we'll get paid double.
And will be, in theory, more trusted by him.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll say, sorry it took so long to get it to you. One of them got away. We had to run him down. It took a little bit, but we did get it.
But he will probably know that we were in the mine. That information will potentially get out. So I don't want him to be suspicious of the mine, because I don't want him to find them in there.
Hmm. So why were we at the mine then?
Exactly.
Or we,
Rogar really wanted a Vorpal glaive.
no, here's we chased the survivor out of town into the mine, and we found his body torn up by an umber hole. We don't know why he went there.
There you go.
But that will still lead them back to searching the mines for, because, yeah.
It makes sense to flee to the mines to try to hide. They won't necessarily put two and two together that there's an alliance location there.
Well, even so, it seems like it would be pretty difficult to find.
Mhm.
And
Also
it's
does seem-
protected by Umber Hulks. And I don't see any reason why Helbrim would suspect Umber Hulks of working with the Alliance.
Umber Hulks are known for just pretty much killing people on sight.
Okay. I believe I can probably sell this tale to him.
Somebody's knocking on the door aggressively.
Hey, Boots, do you have the ability to make it so Takoran can lie better, by chance?
You turn to Boots and she's not there.
Fuck.
She didn't come back last night.
Oh.
I'm gonna give one of the servants a withering stare as to why is that person still pounding on the door.
They run over and open the door. Can I help you? I'm just here so I don't die, man. So there's a goblin here.
I think that's for me.
I'll go
Hey,
Go to the door.
Hey, you told me. Whew, he looks really out of breath, like he just sprinted here. Whew, you told me to tell you if I heard anything about the guy.
Yeah.
Well, one of his boys came by the other day. Like not him, but one of his boys came by the other day, and he told me told me to give you guys this. And wait, but you're not gonna kill me, right? You said if I tell you, you won't kill me.
I was never going to kill you. What do you have?
It's a drawing, very poorly done in colored markers of two heads stacked on top of each other on a spear, and then next to that is a small gnomish girl surrounded by what looks like hungry dogs.
How long ago did you get this?
I found it on my. I found it on my shop door early this morning, and then one of his boys was kind of standing off in the distance, and he kind of gave me a wave, so I figured it was from him. And there was a little thing that said "Bring to the tower," and then there's another thing here that says, "Tell them to stay like good boys, leave it, and they'll get their treat after." And that's where we won the session.
Bum bum bum.
Oh man,
Hmm.
Crin's real mad.
Well, the good
We got-
news is nobody has
we
to
got a lot of
run.
stuff in
Nobody
there.
has to run boots the next week or two.
It's weird how that works out.
I know, right?
All right.
It's a crazy coincidence.
What would have happened if I decided to follow Boots?
I think we would have had a cat and mouse, very brief cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Literally, because it wouldn't be the first time you turned into a mouse.
Or Rogar would have gotten fucked up.
Would I?
You're like, oh.
I don't know.
Is that a challenge?
We'll never know now.
All right, let's retcon this. I'm gonna go follow Boots.
I was gonna say, I don't think you. I don't know, because if we had to keep making stealth and perception checks, especially with my pass without a trace, it's highly unlikely you would have been able to find me after a while.
Yeah.
So
just give it enough time, I would have gotten away from you.
Nicole had told me about some plans to sneak off, and I was like, "Why don't you wait till the end?" I got a plan.
Got inspired. That worked out.
Yep.
So now the important question: do we level up?
Yes, you guys can level up.
Ooh, nice.
Whee!
Still a few weeks away.
You guys should be 8 now. That was my plan. Are you guys 8?
No,
We
we're gonna
should
be
be-
we're gonna be
We would
9.
be 9.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I knew that.
Okay.
Still a few weeks away, but for Eberron, Underwater Tower, or going back to Flame Keep for the message.
I was gonna vote Underwater Tower. but
Underwater Tower.
I
Yeah.
think you've talked me out of it a little bit, Brian.
Underwater tower.
I'm sorry, Brian. I vote to go back, but I'm gonna lose this vote.
Yes, you are.
I've got
I remember
plans.
we were talking about West March, and Brian was like, "Yeah, sometimes players do things you think they shouldn't. They're not gonna do. Like, hey, remember that underwater tower that's way too dangerous? Nobody should go there. Yeah, sometimes people do that." And someone was just like, "That's a really specific example."
No, you forgot the best part, which is like where there's an underwater tower and the DM puts a sign onto it, nothing good will ever come from going down here and you're all going to die. And they put it in a magical way that everybody can read it, understand it, and never miss it. And the PC party still goes down there anyway.
Hey, I know. To be fair,
Weirdly
Brian, I don't know what you
example.
I don't know what you expected out of that, Brian. You put the sign there. We're gonna go.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Bastion can't die.
If it
It's going to be worse than Death Thomas. He's just going to be stuck down there underwater in like a bottom of like a pit in like a lake under the ocean and never be able to get out.
God.
Damn.
I get 5th level spells now.
Me too. Yep.
But you're
That's
a ranger.
exciting.
Rangers don't get 5th level spells.
It'll be an interesting
Guys,
session next week.
I'm gonna have teleportation circle.
I'm really excited about the fact that you just figured out that Boots isn't a ranger, and then she died.
I hardly knew her.
Boots better not die. Crin's gonna go on like a murder spree if Boots
John
dies.
Wick.
Yeah.
On the John Wick murder spree.
This is my way of being like, I'm done playing Boots, Thomas.
You killed my girl who can also be a dog.
You killed my drug dealer.
Where will we get our drugs now? Guys, we can teleport directly into the secret spy base and raid it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, that seems like a good place to cut off the stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.